Roll for the number of shot the Wade, Pat, and Shot must take before the game.
Well, somebody had a couple too many.
Someone had a couple. They rolled a 20, I guess. Jared, you have a few shots already?
It does other people dirtier than some. So just eating away at your mind. It's okay, man. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lost Initiative Star Wars Forgotten Legacy, Episode 1 of Season 2.
I trimmed my beard.
Season 1 was only supposed to be like 5 to 8 episodes, if you remember.
How many ended up being? 17?
17.
Damn you, Dathomir.
Even if we rip out a couple because it was just like chaos and like sometimes we did nothing. Well,
they failed to do anything without me the one time I was gone.
It's very true. Shadow Flameblade immediately drops a huge bomb on the channel.
Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.
That's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
That's the show.
Cue the Scott cat photo, please.
Gotta find it. Can't get it up.
That's what she.
I love how Wade just immediately had it ready.
Yeah, Wade is all good to go on that.
There we go.
Look at that. Looking good.
Something right in there. There we go.
I mean,
my eyes.
Nothing will beat the last session where Scott's face like literally melded with the background.
That was so funny. He green screened his face. Short story very quickly. There's a point where Tyler just texted me out of the blue. He's like, my eyes. I was like, what about your eyes? And I was like, and then like 10 minutes went by. He's like, his face green screened. Oh my God. And I'm like, oh, he's watching the last session. Okay.
That episode was
just all caps. I was getting a live like texting thing from Tyler. That was like that episode was a masterpiece for all the incorrect reasons.
I'm going to remember that forever, not because of what I made, because Pat was trying to have a serious conversation with me while I made it. He's like, wait, can I talk to you about something? I was like, yeah, go ahead. Meanwhile, I'm like, all right, there goes Scott's chest. Is that good? Just got to get the beard just right. Pat, how do I move this to another screen? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, nothing.
Don't worry.
I'm listening. I'm a good friend.
My grandma just died. Yeah. Do you have a picture of Scott as a cat?
It wasn't that bad.
God. No, it wasn't that bad.
Also, level 4 hype train already, right at the start. Jeez, thank you guys. As always. We always say there's no other stream I've ever been a part of personally or as part of other bigger events that I've seen as many hype trains on this than on this channel. It's bonkers. I'm glad you guys enjoy like the interaction it gives you, like the ability to call rerolls and stuff. But even then, I mean, this is still exceedingly generous. So we want you to know that we see it and appreciate it. And it's wild. And thank you guys.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop supporting us.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Stop, Pat. Stop, Pat. Stop, Pat. Stop, Scott. Stop, Scott. Stop, Scott. I always guess wrong on that.
Yeah, you guess wrong.
And I keep forgetting to save my XLR's presets. So every time I restart my computer, it goes back to like 10 years ago settings, which is the stop, Pat.
I don't think XLR existed 10 years ago.
It did. Wade had the first copy.
Yeah, I also didn't think that you and Mike would be competing for who could have their hair all the way back.
Even though we're already at level 5, Void Soldier drops yet another 10 right on top of it.
7% away from completing level 5.
It's crazy. It's final level. Keep the hype train going until the clock runs out. So
listen, all I know is I got Pride Tea this morning, and if you don't have the Pride Tea emote, I hope you get it sometime soon. It's Pride Tea. It's Pride LGBT. It's awesome. It's probably the best emote.
I get it.
There it is.
That's cool. I don't think I have the tea.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Unfortunate you don't have the tea, man.
You don't have the tea.
Yeah, I was happy. It was Ven Sexel that gave me the tea.
So hey, KJ Sexel. Also dropping some gift subs. Thank you.
We
missed you guys. We missed everybody. I missed you guys. It was a crazy week for me last week. I know you didn't miss it.
I don't have the tea, man.
You don't have the tea? What's the tea?
I don't either, but that's none of my business.
I have Pride Pog though.
Oh, I have Wade Pog, but it's not as cool as that.
No, it's not.
It's not as topical.
It's pretty cool. Chat, donate more bits. I want the frickin' tea.
Scott, did you say I'm top heavy?
That's not what I said, but I'm gonna go with it.
I think that's what he said.
A little bit. I got a little work to do.
You're heavy when you're on top.
That just means you have to trim the beard some more, Wade.
Some more.
It's the beard. The beard makes the boobs look
Top
bigger.
heavy.
The smaller the. Yeah. Oh, the beard is the top. Never mind.
That works.
By the way, because I changed the setup, the microphone is in a different spot where it used to be. Clearly, you can see it's not like coming in my face and covering up my monitor. Do I sound perfectly fine? There's not like I don't sound like
but you look horrible. What is with your hair, man?
Listen, I need a haircut so bad.
Oh God.
This is usually number one.
I mean, even that looks better than like like 7th grade. I slicked my hair down. It looks like you got like greasy like gel.
On. Well, I guess I could do this.
Yeah, you look like you're pulling a Mike
come on,
cosplay.
Dude, Scott, go back to high school with me.
That's
and just
better
pop
than
the
it
front
was.
up like frosted tip style, but you don't got the frosted tips, but just the front.
I never
let it flute, so then you just
I
look
know
like
you never frosted your tips, neither did I, but I'm saying that was like the thing back then.
Yeah,
so
I know. My brother frosted his tips, and he learns
Gary?
the bye dance.
Gary
choreographed like doing like a bye dance, including like a one-hand stand where it's like bye like upside down and shit. Like yeah, Gary's a corny motherfucker. Okay. Like,
I forgot how corny your brother is.
Bye. He's like, yeah, I'm on the football team, so I can be this.
Does your brother just say "smell you later" all the time?
That's his shield.
Listen.
That's his masculinity shield. He's like, no, I've got my man card. I promise.
I play
whoever
football.
got that,
okay.
I don't care. I'm just hoping to get the T.
War God Creations got Wade's gifted sub.
Well, I better get the T from that.
I didn't get the T.
I didn't do it for you. I did it for the T.
I did it for the It's like
I didn't get the T.
Is it just like so every time you do it, you just get a random bunch?
It's a random bunch.
So yeah, whenever the hype train ends, like one emote I think will unlock for everybody, and the higher the hype train, I think there's different tiers.
Well, no, people can get bits too. If people get bits, then bits.
Anyone who contributes anything financially to the hype train, whether it's a bit or gift sub or subscription.
No, anytime. It doesn't even have to be part of a hype train.
Mm-hmm.
You just unlock one anytime. Since when? Well, the Pride ones might be different, but the
Pride ones are that's
the other ones were different. Yeah.
I have a lot of hair and no bald spot. No bald spot.
I also believe
be clear.
A lot of the bits.
Okay, now you're just attacking me for no reason.
A lot of the bits are being donated to the Trevor Project as well, which I think is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good
stuff.
So.
Scott doesn't think bald people are real people. Get them.
They're real people. They're just lesser people.
You guys know who to use this hype train against.
So yeah, for those who don't know, if you're new, since this is in episode 1 and you're curious what this hype train thing is and what's going on, this is a good time for the newbies to learn if you're watching on YouTube as well. Basically, what the hype train is the chat is a sort of representation of the Force within Star Wars. So if they end up getting a hype train for the support, they as a chat will get a chance to determine if one of the players rerolls or one of the DMs or one of the players rolls or one of my rolls as the DM get rerolled for better or for worse. So for instance, if Krasa does something and he rolls incredibly well and they for some reason want Scott to fail, they can call for Scott to reroll and cross their fingers that he fails. Of course,
and then it's really, really funny.
And then it's hilarious. And that's what that's for. So it's a way, and basically we'll put polls in the chat that everybody in chat get to participate in. And that's what determines it. So it's a fun little mechanic. So we're going to be rolling force points. Before we do, there's also the house rule we're going to be implementing, correct?
Yeah, I was going to say, we got one. Which one won? 1-1, right?
1-1.
1-1.
I was excited because it just barely won. So we have 1-1. So both sides automatically get one.
Yep. So before we do that, I'll add that at the end.
And this is very pro Wade, which makes me happy. So.
That's it does help out Wade significantly. So
I think
before I add any to that, everybody, I want the raw rolls
I'll
first.
Totally use all of mine.
I can't use dark side points. Like I can use dark side rolls on force dice. I can't use dark side
roll first.
Points.
Woohoo! I'm awesome.
Starting strong.
Hey, I was evil. That was Pat. That was good.
Evil. So, but 3-1, making it 4-2 is still a really good start.
That's pretty good.
Is a good time in college.
Is that personal experience?
No, I was very lame in college. I try to brag about college all the time, but I did nothing exciting ever.
I thought you were going to be like, my roommate always said it was.
I always say what my nickname in college was, but I had no nicknames because I had no friends in college. I had the lamest college of anyone. I just like to pretend it was cool. So every time I tell a story about college, it was probably made up. Unless I talk about doing homework or crying on the toilet while I was watching stuff on my phone.
What an experience in college. I want to know what you were watching that made you cry.
Mac and cheese. I don't know. What was even out back in 2008?
Top ramen.
What was popular in 2008? Was there even internet in 2008? Probably not.
2008.
Wait, it sounds like you wouldn't have been cool enough to come to one of my parties and Mike was there.
I was gonna say I technically wasn't cool enough to be at the parties, but I was invited because I'm good friends with you.
I had my first alcoholic beverage at the age of 22.
And let's be also honest, I probably showed up to 2 of them at most anyway. Yeah, even with an open invite.
We had to make sure that we clear the air out of the
room. Never had a supermodel girlfriend. I went on a date with an international model, and that was after college. Jared.
Nerds.
I was dating the same girl all through college, so I was
Jared,
with somebody.
Next time, can you bring that up while Molly's watching the stream?
She is well aware. Everyone has harassed us for years. Jared has been harassing me for years.
Knocking on my door, sending me handwritten letters,
emails, postcards,
takes pictures of random
all the
models.
International supermodel.
We're still friends on Facebook. Apparently, she's still modeling. I don't know. Every now and then, she pops up on my feed. Interesting. She's an interesting life. Interesting
looks
family.
Like he's panicking.
But wait, is she verified on Twitter?
I don't know where her Twitter. I've not talked to her in.
Doesn't matter. She's a nobody.
8 years.
Susie, you're supposed to Twitter stalk your ex-girlfriend?
That sounds like a horrible fucking idea.
That's a pretty bad idea.
There's only 3 people. 3 people that don't do what we do that I even know of on Twitter that I went to school with or family or friends or whatever. I've not looked up any of my exes on Twitter. It's all Facebook. It's where your grandparents go to vent about trains and stuff. That's where all my knowledge of school people is.
My grandma just complains about how bad the hospital food is.
Thanks, Grandma.
Fair, thanks, Grandma. My great grandmother right now just constantly asks to die.
I don't have any grandparents left, so it was kind of a weird example for me.
Really dark, really quick.
No, she just turned 100, and every conversation, I'm like, "Hi, Nani," and she's like, "Hi, Michael. It's so good to hear you. I can't wait to just go peacefully." And I'm just like, "Nani," she's like, "I'm too old. I can't knit that well anymore. Walking's hard. I'm just ready to go." And I'm like, "Oh God, Nani."
What do you want for your birthday? Oh, the sweet bitter end.
That's really how it comes out of her mouth.
Dig me a coffin, Michael. Dig me a hole. I'm ready.
I'm just like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be around
you don't
longer.
Even need to dig me a hole. I've got one in the backyard.
She's been like that since she's in her 70s.
When I was in my 90s, I dug it myself, but now I can't even walk to the hole, Michael.
Anytime I'm just like, I'm like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna live a lot longer. She goes, "Oh, please don't say that."
Can we go back to Poop Castle? It was more fun than this. It just makes me sad.
Honestly,
I'm just intrigued to hear what people who have grandparents still what they're like, because mine are all dead, Scott.
Yeah, God, Scott, let them live through my great grandma who wants to die.
I have all married in grandparents, so my
I do have some in-laws now. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, which is nice. It's nice to have married in grandparents. They're dying now too, so that's more funerals.
Wow, Scott, make this dark. This was a happy conversation.
What the hell's wrong with you, man? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, why you gotta ruin everything, dude?
I wouldn't be mad if it wasn't for your awful hair. It's God. I'm balding. I'm balding, and I'm thankful I don't have what you have. That's better. Let it flow.
Look how thick this is.
No.
Let it flow.
No. Don't let it flow. Because I want Scott to put the headphones on. I just wanted to give me a profile shot because he looks like something. So put the headphones back on. Okay, now Scott, give me give me a profile view of your head with the headphones on. With the headphones on. Look at. So if we just removed the headphones and his hair stayed like that, he'd be like a cheesy high school anime villain.
I think he still is.
He'd be like the guy with the slick back, spiky hair who picks on our protagonist before he gets his superpowers.
If he went swimming in the beach, they would clear out the ocean if they saw him swimming because he's got a dorsal fin sticking up.
Yeah, he's got like a shark fin that you see on a Chevy. What's the fucking car? Not Corvettes. Yeah, the other one.
I don't know. I'm not a car guy.
I'm not either. My dad.
My dad also died when I was very young. I never got to learn cars. Thanks, Scott, for making me think of that too with your hair.
You think my dads knew anything about cars? I learned that from my cousin Miguel. Come on.
Yeah, Miguel.
I also didn't have a cousin Miguel.
I don't have a cousin Miguel.
Hey, there's by the way. What's up, man? Will's in chat.
Oh, this is my brother Will.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad don't know anything about cars.
He doesn't claim.
See,
if you're
the thing is, like, if
look at the hair.
Looking at Will, I'd be like, that guy knows cars because he kind of looks like Nick.
I was gonna ask, like, is he covered in grease or something like like?
Doesn't he? He kind of looks like Nick a little bit, not in a bad way.
Who looks like
your
Nick?
brother, Will.
Will looks
Scott
like
needs an
he's got a very he's got that very similar facial structure.
No.
Scott,
Will looks
I
like
have
a potato.
some hair.
No, I'm not. Oh my god! But the jawline is like the same. He's got that like really big jawline that Nick has.
No,
what are you talking about? Am I crazy?
Will has my family jawline, which is like really on point with a strong chin. Nick has no chin and
but
not
like,
that
I
good
don't know.
of a
He
jawline.
looks like fade. Like I don't know. When I look at
I
Will,
think
I
you haven't
see...
seen Nick in a long time.
It's very possible. I
think you miss Nick.
No, God,
I think we need to have a cry session again.
Let me preface this by saying I love Nick. I do not miss Nick.
You can tell we've been apart for 2 weeks. We're going all over the place right now.
I miss my brother, Nick. Oh, I miss him a lot.
You can have both of my brothers if you'd like.
Did they come with? Do I get like paid to take care of them?
Chat. Can we get another hype train? I might be able to cover shipping and handling.
I guess we should play Star Wars.
All right, fine.
That's why I'm here. I think Pat.
I can't look at you, Scott. Please, poof it in the front.
Oh, I can do this for you.
That's better. That's even better. God, just anything rather than having the greasy like 7th grade flashbacks.
Oh man. I don't understand.
I don't know. You think
I need a haircut, man?
He is 50 years old, doesn't know how to wear headphones.
I need a haircut, man. I need one. I can't get it.
Spiritually like 50.
Well, excuse me. I'm young.
I can see the top of your shirt says there ain't no. Yeah, 50.
There ain't no party
like a D&D party.
That's a dad shirt. Yeah.
D&D party don't stop until the healer is dead and we're out of potions. Well, that dropped off lame.
That's a modern day dad shirt.
Well, that's an absolute dad shirt.
Yeah, well, I am a dad, so you know.
Next, the equivalent
next he'll get frosted tips like Gary. Thanks, Will. We did talk about that. It was great.
Oof.
So there's confirmation about Gary's frosted
tips. Frosted tips confirmation.
We're actually talking about Gary, frosted tips, and singing "Bye Bye Bye."
Is it weird that I've not had a whole lot of experience with frosted tips? Whenever I hear frosted tips, I think of something very phallic and bad.
How about that?
My frosted tip.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart.
What the hell is happening right now?
I don't know.
We rolled our destiny points.
I don't know.
Can we just?
Cat has said they love this. It's like we're hanging out with friends. These intros are the reason I watch the show.
If you're young at heart. You don't know.
You don't listening. I don't have anything to add to this. I don't own any dad shirts.
I don't know what you're singing, Scott.
It's young. It's a song from like the 50s.
Yeah, none of us are like from the 50s, but you.
It's good music.
You know, it's great because like Scott has sang so many Aladdin songs. And like, unless you know the very words to the song, you wouldn't know it's an Aladdin song.
Whole new world.
It's because he's just so tone deaf. It's hard to tell.
I like Genie and I like you. Whether you're tall or small or play football, come on down. Yep. This is exactly what Scott was just sounded like.
I know.
No, it's Jimmy Durante, is it? Yeah,
that was me. I was doing a Jimmy Durante impersonation. I love Jimmy Durante.
It's like a classic song. It's like Frank Sinatra era. It's like good music.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Hold on. I've got that on my iTunes.
Yeah. See, like, come on. It's a really
Taylor
good song.
Swift. It's a love story. You know, they all sound the same. Same era.
I think that was a One Direction cover.
Oh my God! Why'd you have to say that?
I got you, girl. I got you.
Moving on. We're on a new planet today. Please, Mike, just help us.
Look, this one's Taylor. The other one's my monstrosity.
Oh my God! What is that frightening thing behind you? Delete, Wade. That is scary.
What is that?
Oh my God! That is genuinely scary.
That's the original
Wait, really? That's what it really looks like?
Yes, that's what it looks like
before the
CGI.
Notice how shittily your face is plastered on there.
But it looks like it makes sense.
It does. You're really kind of like charmed to be dancing. You do look rather charmed about the whole situation.
That's the original photo.
That's wild.
Oh God, that's terrible.
Cats, roll for 2019, everybody.
Roll for the cast to finally get back on track, but Mathis's internet to shit itself. No, not this time.
Excuse me.
Verizon. Bye, Scott.
All right, good. Now we can get on track.
Yeah, I know. Now
God, was he wearing short shorts too? I saw some thigh when he stood up.
When I went over a couple weeks ago, he was chopping wood, and then oh my God, yep, there's Scott.
What are we looking at?
Scott in a dress.
Is this today?
No. That's like him at like 17, 18, I think.
That was him like last night.
17, 18. So that was back in the 60s?
Yeah, like late 60s.
Yeah. Maybe like 63.
No, it was like 67.
Okay.
Oddly, right around when serial killers started like becoming a thing in America.
They all met Scott.
Yeah, Scott triggered the event with that photo.
He was literally the trigger.
Photo somehow just got passed around, and it just triggered.
Someone's met Scott. Is like, I need to kill this person. I need to start killing people.
Can't blame him.
Me either.
It's a good. Honestly, of all the defenses, meeting Scott's a pretty good one. Especially with the the grease.
Your Honor, I have an excuse. I met Scott. Oh, please.
I understand.
Just go.
Fact, I'm surprised you only killed 7 people.
Not guilty. Not please.
We would have even arrested him had we known he met Scott.
Yeah, we're just like, man, come back when he hits about 30 more.
The whole jury just all at once.
Oh God,
that's not it.
But it is.
All right. So anyway, we flew and we were stuff. Just let's not acknowledge it. Once the headphones come on, we'll just. And Star Wars.
That's from Brittany for you. So.
For you, the chat, I'm hoping?
No, that was for you guys. That was for Wade specifically.
I mean, the part in the back wasn't what needed help. It was the greased down front part. Yeah, I see your Tim Curry audition.
Like, you can't tell it's you for the one fact that you're like your face area is like the only thing that's unchanged on your entire body.
Honestly,
like your body aged except for this part.
With the dark hair and like the dark overall, like you look like you could have actually been in what is that movie called? The cult Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That looks like an actual like Rocky Horror like audition picture or something. That's the best compliment you're ever going to get from me, Scott. You better take it.
I mean, I was told that I had nice thighs.
I don't want to look at your thighs.
I don't either, but I've seen them so many times.
Oh.
It's like being friends with Mark. I've seen a lot of things I didn't want to see. It just happens.
I'm sure there's a lot of similarities, actually.
Mike, when you came over a few weeks ago, I made sure I wasn't in a towel. I put effort into it. Okay?
You literally said I barely missed you in a towel.
Yeah, it was like less than 5 minutes. It was pretty.
Like that's how close it was.
Yeah.
So we're on our ship.
Yeah. Time for break, everybody. We'll be back. No.
We're 20 minutes from break, please.
Oh man, have I missed anything major? Yes, actually, Miss Night Fox.
Pull the dress out. Pull the dress out. Perfect.
Oh God. Oh, I don't know if I'm on the right soundboard. I had to redo all my soundboard. I'm not gonna risk it. I don't want to press the wrong thing.
What kind of horrible things do you have?
No, this could be like a minute-long song.
Oh, this is my OnlyFans soundboard.
No, but there's
some like slurping noises, the sound of a pizza sliding down a tin roof. Some weird things on there. Was that all one sound though?
No, the Stroop was me.
Oh, okay. I thought it was all just part of the same.
Yeah, no, it could be. OnlyFans soundboard perfectly. Just whoop, 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 whoop.
So we'll get playing some Star Wars here, and we'll get the opening scene rolling at the very least. We're gonna start before you jump from hyperspace. According to your astrogation computers, you are maybe an hour out from your destination. Now you've been in hyperspace at this point for somewhere around 6 months. That was the calculations we came up with after the upgrades to the engines, correct? Because normally it was going to be close to a year.
Did we ever calculate? Is that the right calculation, Scott?
Because I thought initially it was going to be a year, and then it ended up being like with an upgraded hyperspace drive, and you could cut that down to 6 months ish.
We kind of like rounded it to 6. It was like, it works.
So it's more closer to 7 or 8.
I say you roll a D, like a D8 plus 5.
Okay, I'm down. Thanks, DM.
That would
Scott.
be over. That would make it longer than.
So D8 plus 4. D8 plus 4.
Sure.
Upwards a year, right?
Up to a year.
Because you can get lost in
you absolutely could get lost in
right?
this.
Yeah.
8 months.
Yeah. See, it's not bad.
So you cut like 2 months off the trip, and you probably did come out of hyperspace many times as hyperspace lanes through the unknown regions and wild.
That's right. We had to make those millions of credits.
Yeah, there's just tons and tons and tons of credits.
Canon.
Canon.
Just that's it. When you pop out of hyperspace, suddenly your bank account just says 1 billion credits. No, it just says no.
1 billion credits? No. Yeah.
Was there before? But the only reason I want to set it up before you jump out of hyperspace, I don't know if there's like kind of a discussion anybody wants to have amongst the crew. You've been in this ship for 6 effing months. You've been trapped on this thing for like the same 4 or 5 rooms for hundreds of days with just the same food choices every day, the same people every day, the same jobs to work on every day. Very little change in your routine because there was excitement from occasionally when the hyperspace lane that you were traveling in abruptly ended and you need to find a new one to take you in the general direction that you hoped to be going in. And occasionally you did have run-ins with pirates. There are a lot of pirates that kind of exist out in wild space that use the confusing nature of the hyperspace lanes to hide. And you've definitely ran across a couple of them, mostly either defeated or ran away from them in time. So I'm curious if there's any conversation you want to have, or if we genuinely want to open up right out of hyperspace. I'd leave it to the party.
No, I'm fine with just like popping out.
Popping out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think.
Cool.
So, I have nothing I want to say.
As the crew gathers over by the bridge, and we see Crossa plopping down with like maybe.
Do you guys want to talk to Mathis? I'm sorry, M4TH45 at all?
Or me? Yeah.
Because of course I am here to speak with you if you need to speak with me.
Of all things I'm thinking I want to do right now, that's probably not in the top 300.
Okay.
What about top 400?
Definitely there.
Okay. And eventually, as the stars always do, they begin to slowly streak and elongate before they all snap back into place amongst their rightful place amongst the stars. And before you, not too far out, there, a pitch white planet orbits just outside your view, within visual range. It's gorgeous as it gently rotates in empty space. Just on the area where the sun crests and hits the atmosphere, a dull blue glow does kind of come up over the sides, almost like an aurora borealis type deal. While the rest of the planet fades into lesser blue and then darkness, as you can see. I think even Wade, your picture, Wade. Is that of Ilum, or specifically, is that a Star Wars picture of Ilum?
I believe this is one from Jedi Fallen Order, yes.
There you go, yeah. So you can see a lot of the planet, most of the planet.
I don't know that all of the stuff up here would be there. Some of that might be modern day, like
I was gonna say, that
Empire.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like that's all stripped mined, like in the Galactic Empire, like 20 years that they existed, they just fucking destroyed Ilum. That's what they used to power the Death Star, was crystals from Ilum.
So the planet probably doesn't have those scars.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's perfectly pitch white, and you can see a lot of the planet itself isn't really cast in night. Night is only for a very small portion of the planet. Daytime lasts quite a long time here. On top of that,
is it 2 stars?
I will look. I am actually not entirely sure on that answer.
Because like for there to be only a small portion that has nighttime and most of it's in daytime,
could just be a giant star.
That would still like angles of like it doesn't like reach.
Maybe it's real close.
I mean, also we're in a fantasy world, not
still
an
doesn't
actual
bend
sun.
around the planet.
I was gonna say, but this is also like a fantasy.
There's
like
sun in a sphere
up there to like
right here. See,
in.
so like here, orbital metrics: over 1,078 days, 66 hours a day. So each day is like 3 days.
So that just means that it rotates slowly.
It rotates slowly, but again, the picture, most of the planet is in day. There's a small area that's dusk, and then there's the very small area that's in night.
I mean, it would be 50%.
It shares the same suns as Tatooine. Don't look at a map, just trust me.
It doesn't say on here how many suns it has. I can't tell you the answer because it doesn't give me the information.
One sun, but it's a U-shaped planet.
If more than 50% of the planet has light beyond, of course, those like kind of like cresting areas.
We will say for now it has twin suns.
Okay, there you go. Otherwise, it's not possible.
Canon. Just like our billions of credits.
This would matter more if we were playing the Star Trek tabletop RPG.
Just saying.
When then there's a scientific anomaly you have to figure out.
Dr. Spock, I would like to know why this planet has only one sun, and yet 10% is night.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. You see, the funny thing about planets is...
That the everything about you is horrible.
I know.
Moreover, as you get your initial readings of the planet, maybe you had heard that it was a relatively cold planet, but the temperature readings are frigid on Ilum. It will require winter gear for you to wear. Do you have winter gear on your ship? If not,
I believe we would have prepared.
To say you do.
Wait, hold on.
I think I wear a nice thick coat.
Honestly, I would honestly say, Krasa, you wouldn't necessarily require more than typical, like a regular jacket and stuff because you have that fur. But you might need a face mask because the air is so frigid or something. But they need like proper winter gear. Your Mandalorian armor is great, but it is not built for Ilum.
If we didn't have winter gear, would we have to make like survival checks?
You would start to slowly die.
Right, so there'd be some kind of like checks to see how long you could last.
How long you would last.
I have a question. Good. I can survive in the vacuum of space.
No, it's fine, Pat, because as long as it requires a skill check,
because it creates an atmosphere for you. I don't know if that would be enough to stop it from freezing you from the outside, like it would make your armor a refrigerator.
Once per session, the character counts as having the right tools for the job when making a skill check.
There you go.
Go without. It's one of my new abilities.
But that's when making a skill check.
That's why I asked if we have to make skill checks.
Yeah, but the winter gear eliminates the need for a skill check. You wouldn't need a skill check.
I imagine we would have.
But since I had to make a skill check, now I've got the gear.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if Ilum is frozen
or the egg, you know? Which came first?
Nobody fucking knows. Ilum is only to Jedi. Is otherwise a complete mystery.
It's the same thing though. If you're gonna go pick a lock, it's like you wouldn't have the lock pick unless you had to pick a lock.
And there's a mechanic for this in the game, boys. You spend a force point.
I have my skill.
That's actually a specific power called utility belt. Spend 1 destiny point to perform a utility belt incidental. Produces a previously undocumented item or weapon with restrictions.
Yep.
From the two,
What's that?
But I think that that's literally a power from like the bottom of the scientist's talent tree.
Oh,
but I think because it's an incidental, that means I had it on me.
Yeah,
versus,
it was like
I was on the ship.
Yeah, the fourth point is it's in the storage. We have it. It's just in there.
Yeah.
I think that my skill checks, my power counts. I think that counts because regardless of what you would use it for, when you have to make a check,
so it would still work for you, but it would still leave Bato without one, and you would still
stay on the ship. Or skin Krasa.
And while you debate that, Krasa, can I get a mechanics check from you against 1 purple while you look at the temperatures and the readouts of this planet? And yes, a mechanics check.
Me? Okay.
Yes, you, because she's not looking at the readouts. She's actually not in the cockpit at all. You immediately know, being able to look at the like I said, the looking at the temperature of this planet, all your vehicles, unless they have winter modifications, will not operate. They'll freeze up and won't be able to travel. So you'll need to be taking a lot of your travel on Ilum on foot.
All right, fine. We'll use the force point and we have everything we need for everything.
Except, no, not for that, because he would need to install it. It costs thousands of credits. It's not.
We had a whole off season. We got a lot done. We made lots of stops. Made billions of credits.
The entire off season in hyperspace.
No, we made lots of stops.
You did make lots of stops in wild space.
So
there was like a wild space.
You just use one force point. All 3 of you. Whoever needs winter gear takes winter gear with them. You would basically wear your winter gear under your armor, Bato. It would be a thick layer of.
Is it one force point for each of us?
No, one for everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll it. Then I get to keep my.
You don't roll it, you just take it. You just use it.
Made it even.
I
still think 3 is enough.
I mean,
it gives
a lot.
Mike a lot to screw with us, but
exactly. It's
hey, you know what I'm gonna do?
I
should be.
Don't want to die, but I don't know if Bato would actually leave because would there be anything to observe when we land?
Well,
I imagine it's.
I actually want to introduce Pat. So careful planning. I'm actually going to use this already, beginning of the session. I want to introduce a fact, and that would be like on the planet.
It's summertime in Ilum.
No,
80 degrees.
On the planet of Ilum, there's actually like different, obviously natural structures, caves, whatever it is, where if you land a vessel, you can actually be hidden from most of the more harsh weather elements. So sure, it might be cold, but not like devastatingly cold. You won't have the nasty wind and so on. So we actually have a place where it's relatively safe to dock the ship, even if it's going to be dangerous for us to then head out from there afterwards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it makes plenty of sense. There's a lot of mountains on Ilum, and there's a lot of little areas. Might require a little pilot check, nothing too crazy, nothing too like, you have to pull this crazy stunt off to get in there. But yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of places you could softly land this thing and have some protection from the whipping winds and snow. Cool. That's what you see as you snap out of hyperspace and this gorgeous snow-covered planet slowly orbits in front of you. Varen, as the planet does come into view and you enter orbit with the ship, you can just feel through the force that this place is certainly unique. The force here is synchronized almost, is like the word I'm looking for. It almost just feels as though the planet itself is attuned to the force.
It's probably a pretty powerful feeling for Varen. I don't know if he's ever encountered anything like that.
It's very intense and incredibly obvious.
Would he be like distressed? Like, would it be like?
It's not a
know
good
what I mean?
or,
like,
it's really not a good or terrible.
We notice him being not uncomfortable, but okay.
I mean, if he's letting himself kind of fall, like you've seen him go into like meditative trances and stuff before, you would definitely see him like sinking into the force. You'd probably know what was going on.
Imagine the closer we got, the deeper the feeling got, or the stronger the feeling got.
Oh yeah, until immediately he starts fapping. It's so good.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What?
So, okay.
Scott said that.
Scott
I want to introduce a fact that Scott said that.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, can we get a reroll to make Scott say that?
Not to make him.
I mean, if chat wants to use it to just blame Scott and make it canon, if they want to use it, you know what? The first poll, just yes or no. What is it? Exclamation mark poll, right?
Oh my God! No,
it's slash poll.
It's slash poll.
Damn it!
I'll give it to him. Chat,
do I have to?
Scott say fapping it?
Are we technically landed, or are we still in the process?
No, you're still like orbiting and like getting a look at the planet.
Why is this happening to me?
I don't know. I was making a joke. This actually turned into a real poll for some reason.
Did Scott say flapping it?
Oh, fapping apparently.
Yeah, it got censored. Like, no, you can't say fapping.
Flapping it. You gotta vote no, I guess, now, chat, because flapping it can't be canon.
Well, flapping it is in quotes because we know what it actually means. There's quotes around it on purpose.
I don't know. I feel like Scott will somehow spin this.
While we kind of, I guess, no, where would you be, Varen? Would you be on deck?
You're all on the bridge.
Would you be in the bridge with us as we descend?
Yeah, I think so, because I'd want to see the planet come into view.
I imagine I'm piloting.
Yeah, I'll come up there. I'd want to see Ilum come into view.
Okay. So as we descend, could I?
Scott's hunched like he's flapping it right now.
Probably.
He was just like.
He's enjoying himself. Nothing.
Would we all need to roll like perception checks or anything?
I know, right? You see Crossett in the corner. I'm bathing. Continue. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. Would we need to roll perception checks for just anything down below?
What do you mean by down below?
Oh, you know. If there's anything there.
It's up to you, Mike.
Continue your conversation. Sorry. No perception
It was a question.
checks. No perception checks. I'm not going to make you make perception checks.
Thank you, Anubis.
No. Like, what? I would want to scan the area to see if there's any. Is it completely uninhabited? Is it
I apologize. You want to do a planet scan? So you're just gonna you're gonna do a perception check with the ship. Yes.
Yeah.
So just make a perception check. It's just gonna be against 2 purples. No, because you're doing a planet-wide scan, hoping to pick up on something. It's like gonna be 3 purples.
Would I? How would I roll this? Would it just be my perception or
your perception?
Unless you ask someone else to do it while you're piloting.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. So.
Wait, why'd you roll a red?
That is a good
question. I have an upgrade? I did have an upgrade on it. My bad. It's just 3 purples, right?
Yep.
All right.
Hey, you succeed. It's sporadic and hard to see through the cold weather, but occasionally you definitely have your radar picking up blips of life forms. Most of them, from what you're looking at, as it pops up, the planet pops up in a holographic display and begins to very slowly rotate in front of all of you in this bluish glow. The little blips seem to be appearing mostly underground.
I would probably enlarge the image if I'm allowed to do that with our technology on the ship.
You can't. It's not like a pinpoint, like it's in this cave, this deep. It's just like
right. It would just be a general area, and that's what I would kind of like want to view up for Varen mainly, because I don't know if he could see this unless he rolls a perception.
No,
but I would kind of
you can point it out.
Yeah, I would probably point it out to him, and I would kind of say we can look around this area. What do you think? I don't know if you even would have heard me in your trance that you're in.
I mean, I would have heard. I'm listening. I'm still there. The question is, like, I'm not sure what I'm looking for. We would pick up on any kind of scanner, because what I'm looking for is more of like something through the force, which you wouldn't fully understand.
I don't even understand why we're here. Bato wouldn't. Obviously, but like, I know all I'm sure we would have talked about, on our way here is that you need to come here.
Yeah.
And it's very important to you. That's about probably as much as you would probably talk to me about the Force and how it's very attuned to this planet and stuff like that, because of things that you've heard through the grapevine and such like that. But I, not being a Force believer, I guess my tribe wouldn't be as. I wouldn't.
Can you add those 3 strain to the ship strain, by the way?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was me strain or that strain.
Only adding it to ship strain because you're using the systems, and you've been flying for 6 months without a tune-up, or 8 months without a tune-up, so your ship is not great and happy.
So yeah, I would just
so if you asked that, I mean, so Mike, the way that I'm not 100% sure how this typically works whenever someone comes to look for a crystal. Is this like I don't know? Feel okay? So
yeah, Varen genuinely is walking into this blind as can be. You know the very, very rare stories that Ilum is the place where Jedi get their crystals, but Sith, they take them off the Jedi they kill, and then they force attune them to themselves.
Again, all I'm asking you is, what do you think about landing here, kind of near the life, in the area of where I heard the blips, where I saw the blips?
I suppose Varen would kind of like snap out of his trance, and he would look at you, look at where you're pointing,
and it would be an open question to you. It'd be an open question to you and Karasa, not just more to you, but Karasa's obviously included.
If you think it's a safe place to park the ship, then it's as good as any. I have no inclination of where we should go. I don't know.
I want you, simply because you used your ability, I want you to make me a perception check while he looks at the globe, just against 1 purple.
Yeah, if Varen would say that, I would kind of look to Karasa as my co-pilot and be like, can you find us a safe landing spot?
Perception, 1 purple. Heard?
Yes, sir. Fantastic. So Scott, while he's pointing out areas, and he's like, well, this area over here had a few life forms, and it seems to be this divot in the mountain that will block a lot of the wind. And you're kind of, as they're bantering back and forth, Cross is just kind of looking at the planet as it slowly spins. And there's a moment where you catch something that, on first glance, certainly looks like just a giant mountain, like a giant kind of curved structure jutting out from the planet. But as you take a closer look, and it doesn't look like the rest of the mountains that surround it, you pause it and you kind of zoom in. And you realize what you're looking at here is man-made. While it's large, and certainly maybe even was carved out of a mountain itself, it is definitely a man-made structure at this point. And if there's a man-made structure, maybe there's a safe place to land.
There is a location here you might be interested in. and I'm gonna kind of like ping it. And I know that you obviously Bato's sitting next to me. I didn't know if you were saying Varen was in the same room or not. So
you're all in the same room.
He's probably behind us.
That like, you know,
the bridge is pretty big, so there's room for everybody.
Well, the bridge also has like right in front of the captain's seat, there's that little hollow display. So that kind of like pull that up right there. So you can actually see it, Varen, pretty well. So if you sat in like the captain's seat, you'd actually be able to see like a little hollow display.
A personal holographic of the orb. Of the
Sorry, here, let me
We're gonna get a little transition.
See?
There you go. Yeah, that thing. That's where the planet would pop up. Whoop. Right there. So that's where you're looking at it. And as he pops up in front of you and it rotates, he points out the thing. And as you get a closer look too, yeah, it definitely looks man-made. Can I get a lore check from you, Varen, as you look at this kind of structure with some vague definition outline that it has?
Would Mr. Education have any thoughts on this too?
No, not education, simply lore.
Mr. Knowledge. I mean, Crosso. Would he know anything about this?
No, just you. And it would be against 4 purple. Yes, I know. It's a long shot. On purpose. Okay. Doesn't look nothing else other than, yeah, that's definitely man-made.
If there's a structure here, then perhaps that is better for us to go to, and maybe there's some remnants of the Jedi or some other faction that's been here before, so maybe we should go check that out first. That could be closer to getting me to where I'm trying to go.
If this is place for landing, I'm going to kind of like, as the co-pilot, kind of like look and see if we can set up a proper kind of like landing path and see if it's feasible for Bato to pull off. So what I would just want to do is like make that piloting check to downgrade his piloting, so against 2 purple.
Yeah.
I'll make a piloting planetary. I am not good planetary.
Okay.
I'm not good at either, really, but we'll do it.
I can't assist him, can I?
Oh, no, I'm assisting you. So
you're trying to assist. I got you.
So I personally
downgrade the
strain,
difficulty, right?
I downgrade your difficulty by 1 for whatever Mike says it is.
So instead of it being 3, it is going to be 2.
Just planetary?
Piloting planetary. And yes, you're able to plot a course, and you could see like a little holographic dotted line that leads across the planet until it leads in. However, as you breach through the atmosphere, the winds
Can I
of this
use
winter
that
storm
advantage to I can't heal the strain of the ship with that, can I?
No. But what you can, but maybe you can try to use it to, you know, like come back around. But let's say what Mike says.
Yep. So you kind of come through, and in the storm that you kind of fly into wasn't being picked up right away, and your ship, as you breach the atmosphere, the wind immediately kind of scoops you up, and you spin out of control for just a brief second before Bato, fighting with the stick and the steering wheel, is able to just snap it back into place and gain control of it again, nose diving towards closer to the ground to get out of the higher winds of the higher altitude, eventually getting to an area where you don't have to fight as much. You're able to bring the ship out and then bring it back up above the clouds. And while you don't necessarily need to leave the atmosphere, you're able to once again kind of travel over the storm and get yourself another roll.
Same difficulty.
I don't know if Scott would need to re-roll to assist you, if it would just go right back up to 3.
It's probably a you ruling, whether you think it's a re-roll or if it's a whole nother attempt.
Well, because his whole I say it would be he would need to re-roll because his chart that he plotted kind of got thrown off course a little bit. Scott, do you want to re-roll your piloting planetary to give him another bonus for his second roll?
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Yeah. I don't know if I have anything that can assist you in this. Let me just double check really quickly. I'm so sorry. I already used my once a day there. Cross is kind of a person that's always looking to resolve situations a different way. So I'm going to I'm actually going to use Stroke of Genius. No, I'm not for this one. Sorry. I'm going to go about this the same thing, but Mike, at the same time, if I feel like there's a way that we can almost like blast a new hole to get in there to make the landing a little bit easier, then I will totally be willing to do something like that. Hole. Yeah, because I'm not sure what the landing actually area looks like because I stepped away for a second, but I'm more or less looking. I have no problem kind of thinking outside the box, even with explosives if I have to.
Oh, I got it when you get down there.
Yeah, whatever we need to make this work.
Yeah. Right now you're back above the storm, and he's going to make another attempt at getting around it.
I'm committing a strain to do this, and I'm going to go against the 2 purple. Where are you, pilot?
Okay. Nice. So downgrade again. Make the same roll you made last time. Beautiful. You go ahead and take a strain for this one, but you were able to this time deftly navigate yourself around the storm. And as you finally come out through the clouds and you get a much clearer view of Ilum planet side, it is gorgeous, beautiful desolation. It is
breaking atmosphere. Sorry.
Yes, yeah. You what you see before you is craggy rocks and huge mountains and deep valleys and peaks, all snow covered. It is as far as you can see for miles and miles. If there's not a snowstorm, it seems like it's still snowing and to some degree, and everything looks just frosted and perfectly maintained. Nothing or nobody seems to have at least disturbed this planet very much. And thank you, Gem Squad. What up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Gem Squad. Good to see you all.
Late already?
For the
My
raid,
God,
Molly.
we dicked around a long time. Hello, everyone.
You're welcome, Wade.
Let me look at you again. Don't let me do that the rest of the stream, please.
As always, Molly is almost like the indicator that it's break time. As always, we are now exactly on the 10 o'clock spot.
Whoa, hold on. Can we at least land the vessel first?
I don't want to ruin the surprise of what I want the cliffhanger of what you're about to see to be the thing that leads into.
There's a cliffhanger. Oh,
yeah, right. It's not just gonna be like
we're literally on a cliff.
It's like not somebody just like carved out a little
literally
landing
on a
pad
cliff.
And that was the end of it. So we'll be back in about 5 or so minutes. Go grab a drink, go grab a snack, and we'll be back.
I don't have a snack.
Bye.
I have cookies.
Real quick. The turnip, the little droid we got, just so you guys know, if he was rolling piloting planetary to assist Bato, he's rolling with 1 green and that's it. Even piloting space is 1 green and 1 yellow. That's it. So I would totally let the thing be a co-pilot in space or maintain basic flying for us in space, so that it can like look over hyperspace while we're sleeping or whatever. But with 1 green as it's piloting planetary, we are definitely not having that be the co-pilot, except in extreme measures. It's better off having Krasa be there. Krasa's kind of the jack of all trades, master of none sort of situation, you know, where he kind of does a little bit of everything. So.
I'm so glad he says 1 now.
I know, right? Rocks fall, everybody dies.
4, 3.
Yeah, that's what it used to be.
Yeah, but that's more professional because that's what they do in the movies.
Yeah, but like they expect it from professionals.
That's
from
what
Scott,
they do in
you
the
just think
movies.
like, did he forget how to count? Did he forget what came after 3? Like, you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then we're just back.
Well, if you
You
replace
mean what comes before 3?
Replace you with an attractive girl with long fingers and long fingernails, I could go 5, 4.
Speaking of which, we've never bought you a scratching post. How are your nails doing, Crossa?
Well,
it's like.
Luckily, Bato has a kink he hasn't told anybody.
Ooh.
Except for Krasa.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
I thought he was gonna be like, "You promised you'd never tell."
I lie on the ground.
It's true. I do have a kink. I like shooting a bunch of holes into Krasa. It's pretty fun. I've gotten a pretty good shot.
And Crossa likes having his holes opened up. All right, let's move on. Oh my
God, I want to go home. I don't want to do this anymore.
You are home?
Yeah, but I don't feel like I'm home now. Like I just feel.
I didn't want to say it, but the thought crossed my mind, and when I think of something, I can't help it.
It's true.
Right now, by the way, everybody,
It becomes constipated.
My poor cat had a bunch of cancer stuff, treatments, and tests today, and she got on my lap, and she's sleeping on my lap. Oh, it's adorable. And she's all high on gabapentin, which is like a loopy drug to make her calm, sedative. There we go. And it's adorable. She has no idea what's going on.
Can we switch? Can your cat give my cat cancer?
Oh my God.
Can we do that? Can we make that a thing?
Crossa loses 30 experience.
Yeah, Jesus, this is like the second or third time today Scott just made something horrible.
I mean, I love it. It's awesome. Love cats. So great.
They're innocent little creatures, dude.
Yeah.
You'd think you'd like cats because they're so independent and they don't.
You're playing a cat,
dude. It's like,
cat.
hey, that furniture that you spent money on. I don't care about money.
Buy a scratching post.
You didn't know what you were signing up for when you bought it. That's your fault.
Listen,
my cats do not scratch.
You don't understand. It came with the house. It came with the house. Okay.
Saying it haunted your house. What do you?
Chat would like to know if they can use their force to have Scott lose experience.
No, it came with the house.
Scott is literally saying on the internet he hates cats.
I hate cats.
I don't know what he's expecting.
I hate cats.
He's online. He's on the
www.internet on the internet right now.
Now, do you guys want to know the secret here? The reason he's saying this is Scott has not let it go that he didn't make his audition into the movie Cats.
It's true.
He very much wanted to be a part of it.
I've always hated cats.
The whole the Taylor Swift face I showed you guys, that's the edited photo. The other one is Scott's. Goodbye. The other one is Scott's audition. So this is photoshopped. This one is photoshopped. This is Scott's actual audition photo. Mm-hmm. And he's very bitter about that. So it's easy to hold it against him, and you should.
Angelical cats.
Yeah.
What's that song?
I don't know any cat songs because I hate cats.
Every Daleric wants to be a cat. You know.
I don't even know that much.
I think that's
not from the movie Cats. I don't think that was from like a Disney adaptation.
No,
I was gonna say this is Aristocats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Aristocats.
The one with the plot.
Everybody wants to be a cat, right? Right? Yeah. No.
So we're landing the ship, and there's a cliffhanger.
It's a cliffhanger. A hanger on the cliff.
We're gonna have to have like a separate
place to park on the cliff.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to have like a separate stream where we just talk.
That's called a podcast, and I'm always game to do a podcast.
Do we call the podcast Stop Scott?
Stop Scott.
The stupidest acronym for Stop Scott. We have to think of a dumb acronym.
That'd be really long.
I don't think we want to use a name that's all S's. That would be very reminiscent of like a bad like Nazi division thing, right? Wasn't there a SS or SSS or something?
Yes. No, just the SS. Yeah.
Yeah, the Stop Scott
American
the SS
US history
podcast
major
is not what we want on our like marketing department.
No.
Oof.
Oh God.
So cliffhanger.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Listen, my brain, I immediately go to like, is this good? And then I say it anyway, but at least I have that.
It would be. We could just call it the Stop Scott podcast. So SSP.
That works. Yeah.
You call it SSP.
It sounds.
And everyone that follow, no one would watch it past the first episode. Like they could stop him. All they gotta do is not invite him back. I don't get it. What's the point of this podcast?
It's true. It's true.
We solved it.
Oh.
So,
We land.
as you continue on through the clouds, you break through the clouds and you can see the mountain range before you. And the mountain that you're going to be landing on, the one that is a good distance off, you can't truly see it past the clouds other than maybe a small glimpse here and there. And so you'll be piloting your way there for a little while. It's at that moment a voice kind of chirps up from the back outside the room. Baron? As you turn around.
What is it?
It's Latorthel, and she's kind of looking at you. Can I get a insight check from everybody if they're looking at
She's giving you the bed.
She's giving.
Is that a thing we can do?
Is insight not a skill in this game?
No, it's not a skill, Michael.
Perception. Then that's all there. That's all it is.
No.
Wasn't it discipline?
Discipline?
Discipline. You're right.
And
I'm good at that one.
What is it against? Just flat?
Yeah, just a flat average. Average.
All of us or just one? Just me?
Everybody who's looking.
Well, hold on.
So.
Average? Okay.
Oh,
So
average.
Against
Okay.
2 purple then.
That's very different. Okay.
I don't know if I would be paying attention because I'm trying to fly the ship.
You don't have, if you don't make a roll, then you don't notice anything.
What?
Don't worry about it.
What
You
are
can
the
hear her.
odds?
I probably wouldn't be paying attention.
I just
either. I'm
rolled the
also-
exact same thing twice in a row.
Can I make mine harder? Because like I want to be interested, but I'm flying the ship.
I mean, not unless you're purposely looking now.
I wouldn't be purposely looking.
Then
I would be
don't worry
flying
about
the ship.
Yeah, then don't worry about it. You can't tell just from her going.
I would want to
"Huh."
listen, but that's why I say, can I still
When you-
roll, but at a higher difficulty?
When you
Because-
look at her, Varen, she just has this very, very gentle, nervous look across her face.
Bato, man the fuck up.
A gentle, nervous look.
Yeah, like she's kind of got that almost innocent, scared, but just barely showing it, like a little bit of a wider eyes, there's a bit of a pout to her.
I didn't bring winter gear.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We rolled a destiny point, Latorthel. You're fine.
For us, not her.
That's what you do. So you turn and you say, "What is
It's
it?"
my
But that's
first
what you
time.
notice. Do you say anything else?
I would wait for her to respond first before I continue.
Okay. She goes,
Speaking.
can I just talk to you for a second?
Of course.
There seems to be a vent leak in your sleeping area. And she just
Press
walks
F to
away.
doubt.
You may
Press
all now
F
make
to
a discipline check when she says that against 2.
Do I need to make it again?
No.
Fuck.
But when she says that. Okay.
Fuck.
Yep. No, she just sounds like there's a leak she wants
I'm
to
glad
show.
they're not on to us because it really sounds like she's trying to get a quickie real quick. There's a
Yeah,
vent
they're
leak
not,
in your cabin.
That's
Trinity?
what Bato thinks is going on. With the fail and the disadvantage.
So much for that forced chastity.
But she walks you over to the room and she opens the door. She doesn't say anything on the quick walk, and she does kind of walk rather quickly. And
Help me plug it up. God damn it!
as soon as you walk in, she shuts the door behind you, and then very quickly punches the lock button, and it goes from green to red, and she spins to face you. Very
This changed. All right.
nervously.
My name is really Trini. I'm sent from the future to get impregnated by you.
There won't be a season 2.
There won't be a season 2. I'm sorry. We're gonna end this here now. She turns to you, but before you even have a chance to
Need
say
a million
anything,
gigawatts.
she opens her mouth just to speak, and she nervously and very quickly says, "Whoa, do you? You're the only one that I know that might. I feel weird."
Varen, okay.
What do you mean weird?
I don't know. As soon as we came out of hyperspace, my body like chills and like and she kind of plays with her Twi'lek tails for a minute. I don't know. It's just like a weird. I don't know. Everything just. I feel heavy almost.
Does this description sound like what I experienced when we came
It
out?
certainly fits the description. It could be described like that if you didn't know what the hell you were feeling in the moment.
Do I need to make a kind of roll to figure that out, or do I understand right away?
You can have an inclination. You can make an assumption. You don't know. There's no way to know. It could be that being in the presence of a planet like this, if the planet itself is perhaps, embodying the Force, it's possible that even if she's not necessarily Force sensitive, there are people who are like on the brink. They're very weak in force sensitivity, that they can simply just sense things, but that's the extent of their abilities.
Yeah.
It's possible that's what's happening right now. Again, assumptions is all you have.
This might sound crazy to you, but this planet is very, very strong in the force. It's possible you have some...
What do you mean?
The feeling you described is a very crude way of almost describing what I felt when we emerged from hyperspace as well.
Yeah, I remember. That's why I want to talk to you, because sometimes you say things like, I feel weird. And so, like, I was wondering if maybe that's like the same thing.
Sometimes I say things like, I feel weird.
Yeah, like when we go on planets and you're like, there's definitely like you feel like there's people that you around. I don't know what the hell you're talking about when you're doing. I mean,
I think you have some possible force sensitivity. I think if this is something you've experienced before as well.
She thinks for a minute and and it trails off, and her eyes trail to the top of the rafters, and she shakes her head. No, not that I can remember.
Focus on the feeling. Try to follow the trail. See where it takes you. What do you feel?
She'll make a roll
from this planet.
She'll make a roll.
He's like, I've never tried to train anybody. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
No, yeah, you have no idea what the hell that you're supposed to do. Wow, this is gonna be really hard for her.
Please, you guys are making this so much worse.
What? What's happening right now?
She does, and it almost seems like she's trying to mimic you. She closes her eyes. She takes a deep breath.
Yeah, those potato stats are really hurting her.
Do you guide her at all? Do you try to guide her? Like, do you try to play?
If that's something I'm capable of doing, I would certainly try to help encourage.
Varen can do whatever he wants to try and do, even if he can't necessarily like effectively train.
Patrick, don't look at me. Yeah, I will attempt to platonically guide her.
So that's why. So she mimics the things that you've done before when trying to enter a meditative.
Down to force. I hate you, Scott.
Oh, I hate you all.
We have 2 children around us, Mike. These are 2 adults playing a game and 2 children.
This is gonna have to be solo sessions from here on.
I'm fine.
I feel like Cross and Bato would have fun, just the 2 of them.
I'm sure you 2 would. More fun than I'm about to have.
We could be like Murdoch and what's his face?
Can I make a leadership role to start joking around on what they're doing in that room?
Krasa could polish Bato's guns.
No, I polish my own guns. Thank you very much.
Oh, Krasa could polish your helmet then.
And Bato could groom Krasa.
Helmet doesn't come off. Sorry.
That's all right. You can get a brush. You can just use your hands usually.
All right. Well, I will attempt to help. Is that discipline?
So basically, the reason I ask is because it basically the scene that we see is very, very. In fact, can you make?
He'd be super interested in this because this is the first he's heard about it, and it's like it's nice to have someone who's looking like he's a psychopath when he's talking about things. Because despite how much he talks about it, Bato and Cross are always like they make progress in episode 4. Then Han Solo in episode 5 is like the Force is for wizards again, you know. And then it's like. Actually, if I believe in then episode 6, he's like, "Oh, Force is fake." That's kind of what these 2 are like.
Doesn't think that the Force is fake. He just doesn't have the same beliefs as you. He's well aware of its existence and stuff like that because of you. He just doesn't necessarily understand all of it. You know what I mean? It's like of Buddhism, but you don't know anything about the religion. You know what I mean? Like you have some kind of grasp of it, but you have no idea how to even
an ugly Twi'lek
follow. You know what I mean?
What's his name? Jabba the Hutt's little Twi'lek buddy, the white.
Oh yeah, I can't think of his name, but yeah, I know you're talking.
Yeah,
about.
He's like hideous. He's a horrifying monster. But the scene is you genuinely trying to, for the very first time, guide somebody who's either not familiar with the Force or is incredibly only barely aware that they're in tune with it. And so you try to have her mimic the same things you do. And she does for a few minutes before she just opens her eyes and shakes her head. No, it's too much. It's too much going on. It's almost like noise, you know? I can't. It's weird. Is it going to be like this the whole time we're here?
I would imagine yes, but you'll grow used to it and you'll be able to block it out. I've never I don't know that I've encountered someone who's discovered force sensitivity after being a child. I have no idea how to help you sort this out, but I'll try. But if you're becoming more and more attuned, then it's likely you're going to experience this more than just here.
She seems to lose herself for a moment. Can I get another discipline check when at that? Just you, obviously, against 3 purple.
Now, during this entire of us landing and stuff, Krasa and Bato don't feel any pull or anything like that. Nothing.
And so no, you don't pick up on anything, Varen. And she just she nods and she's like, maybe I should just stick to being a mechanic for you guys for a while then, instead of leaving after this.
Honestly, take care of that now. I'm way better than her now.
I know you are.
It's bad.
Meanwhile, Cross and Bato have their ear pressed to the door.
Oh, Cross, I don't give a fuck.
Dude, Cross could just open up the camera thing in that room.
If you, and
There's a camera in my quarters.
And then she continues, if you're willing to maybe help me. And she kind of looks to you pleadingly.
I'll do what I can, though guiding somebody else is not something I've ever attempted before, especially while I'm still trying to get my own footing, but I'll do what I can.
Even if you can help me understand, I don't know.
I'm gonna kill Patrick.
Maybe after we leave this place, it'll just go back to the way it was. I'll never feel anything again.
Oh my God.
What? Scott just read.
I'm trying to focus on watching Pat spit his drink halfway across the room with everything I say.
Oh boy. All right.
What, Scott?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. You guys keep role playing.
He's accessing the camera in my room. He's trying to look at my, trying to look
Scott's
at me closer.
typing now. Should I open up Discord?
No. You don't worry. You keep going. I got this.
I'm nervous.
I've got this.
You should be.
Scott's doing a Photoshop of his own.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
But that's like you said. You kind of agree and kind of put forward, your concerns as well. But she says as long as you're willing to lend a helping hand, and she'll leave it at that. She doesn't question you anymore. She knows you have a lot to take care of, but she kind of unlocks the door and the door slides open, and she's like, "I'm just gonna stay here for a bit and just try to, I guess, focus on the feelings."
This is a good planet to do that.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Well, that's the thing, apparently.
Is that what you've been doing this entire time?
No, I was pinged on Twitter. Yep. Okay, well, that's apparently what Cross was doing this whole time.
Scott, can we get that embiggened and you can just meld your face?
When you two get some interesting RP moments, I'm going to remember this one.
Sorry, go ahead, you go.
Oh.
Banked
Can we
away.
get can we get that as like a 2 or 3 part emote?
Oh, that'd be so funny. We could get a cat Scott in like a sexy friend, like paint me like one of your French girls pose.
Yeah, just a.
Oh, that'd be great.
Apparently, we need a Lost Initiative OnlyFans just for this.
Bad photoshops?
Bad photoshops.
You can pay for bad photoshops on OnlyFans.
That are done by.
Oh, God. All right. Yeah.
Baron, you make your way back to the bridge.
Yeah.
Before we get back to that, before we get you to the bridge, what the other two are doing is piloting. And what you see as you approach
That's what they're doing.
as you approach this place that supposedly is a man-made landing area becomes incredibly obvious once you get past the clouds that it's not just a small thing or just the top of the mountain that's been carved out or a little cave that's been carved out for landing. What's on top of this mountain is an enormous temple of some sort. Drawing closer, landing
on the mountain?
Yep, as you make your way over, on the top you can see these 2 huge figures carved in stone, maybe 300 feet tall or so. And on the bottom, there's a flat area. Easily could land your ship there. And those two figures are robed figures, solemnly holding clearly a lightsaber, ignited with the beam going straight up, covered, like directly cutting their face more or less in half if you're looking at it straight on. And they both stand at a huge archway that leads into an entrance that seems to go directly downward and toward the mountain. As you get closer to the landing area, it is also immediately obvious through your scanners and then visually that there's a ship already landed there.
Do the statues look like anything? I mean,
basically robed people holding a lightsaber that's ignited going straight.
So likely Jedi would be
likely Jedi, since everything you know about this planet is Jedi.
I realized the big thing there was another ship, but
and it's at that point when it gets clear and you can see that other ship is when Varen walks back into the bridge after.
Can I roll a
and Varen your
warfare for the ship?
1 minute on that. Okay. Varen, when you walk into the bridge, the very first thing you're greeted with outside those windows is the two enormous statues carved into the mountain, the arched entrance into an underground area of some sort, and a landing pad that has a ship that, as Varen walks in and you get even closer, is a very familiar looking ship.
Would Bata recognize it?
Yep. Slick, sleek, black. One that you've seen that woman piloting a few times.
As we descend and obviously Varen walks in, I would just kind of tilt my helmet. An old friend. We're not alone.
Well, we got ourselves new armaments on ship. Perhaps we see if Pierre's hull will power down.
Curious of all places for her to be. Ilum.
Which tells you one of two things. Either she too got similar information that you got, or she already knew this place existed and has been here before. Especially if she got here before you.
I'll wait till you say something before
Per usual, I don't know what to expect, but let's find out.
Do you want to do a flyby blasting of this thing, as Cross has suggested?
Well, hold on. How far away is this thing from us?
Can I run
as far away as basically as you want to be? You can see it in detail, so I don't know, maybe 500 feet.
Scan the ship?
Yep. I was gonna say, can I run a scan, or can I even can I see how long the ship, if it's even on?
Yeah, that's right. We want to run a scan of the ship, but it's important to note that if we scan the ship, I don't know if Star Wars looks like Star Trek, where they will know that we're scanning them or not.
Only if they're actively looking for it, but no, it's not like that. You can scan pretty much everything.
Rather than just scan the ship, can we scan the area for? Can we scan just the whole area for people, just to see if there's more than just her? If there's other people here?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you just do if you want to. Do you want to scan like a general zone? You'd have to get higher up and.
Yeah, I'd want to before we scan the ship specifically. I'd want to scan for just how many people are around to see if it's more than just
any
her.
life forms, more or less.
Yeah.
You give it a shot. It would be difficult. You have to pull up. I would need a perception roll against 3 purple.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely want to scan the ship itself specifically.
Yep. And you can make another perception check against
what?
2 purple for just scanning the ship.
Okay, I'm gonna commit a strain.
Weird rolls today.
Here. And then perception, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I might want to do computers afterwards. Okay.
You pick up no life signs on the ship.
Is the ship powered up at all?
No.
Well, there is chance that perhaps we are able to infiltrate ship and.
Are there any droids aboard?
I see no life scans. I do not know if there are droids. It would be more difficult to find such things. Would have to actually.
I would cut you off immediately, and I would just look to Varen. Did she have droids last time when you talked with her?
Crossa, beforehand, Crossa, much like you know about the vehicles, unless the droids are specifically modified to deal with cold weather, they wouldn't be able to leave the ship anyway.
I don't recall her having.
I think
droids.
Cross is the only one that knows that, though, right? Bato?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Cross,
okay.
if there's something Cross wants to say, it would apply. Basically, it would apply. They would need to have special modifications to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't recall there being any droids, Mike, unless I'm mistaken.
Nope, you don't remember any droids. You remember she had a few people.
Yeah, we were like we didn't take her ship. We took like some kind of like taxi or something.
Right, to the theater.
Yeah.
We should proceed with caution if we are to do so.
So I guess we're going to come in and land?
Well, the problem is if we land ship anywhere near where the ship is, likely people will hear or see us scan it. We will have to land ship good distance and trek distance to get here without being noticed.
There isn't much of a good distance to go, though. We're on top of a mountain, aren't we?
You could drop, Bato would look to Varen, could drop us off. We could scout.
Well, we have speeder. Perhaps if thrusters or something on speeder would allow some degree of jump out. A downward thrust allow a little bit of danger, but that way we would do like dump and run.
No matter what Varen thinks, Wade is rejecting any kind of jumping out of ships that Scott suggests.
Well, you would fly off and drop us off.
Yep, standing by what I said.
I mean, I'm fine with being dumped.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, we thought it was fine for us to do a little space jump in the last campaign too, but
we're not talking about me rolling. We're talking about you rolling. It's all good. By the way, I'm gonna have to roll mechanics to make that work, I think.
Yeah, no, we're no. I'm good.
We can always find
here. The
safer...
forces willed us to encounter her, regardless of what we do. We might as well land nearby.
Plenty of room.
That's what you choose.
Okay.
What's going to happen here is going to happen here, regardless of what we try to do.
Bato would kind of mumble to himself after.
He's a mumble rapper.
I'm more in favor of stacking deck in favor before we play a game with someone that has laser sword.
When we land, if you two want to look at her ship or whatever have you, so be it. I'm gonna reach out and see if I feel anything.
If you reach out, doesn't she feel?
There's a good chance she already knows we're here anyway. It's hard for me to say.
You need to master this. This is wonky at best.
That would be nice, but for more than one reason after today.
Well, you get laid? Experience. That was quick.
What?
You get laid. That was quick.
That wasn't the... Hate you.
Shrugs.
Does Varen not say anything at all about it?
If he doesn't respond, I'll actually lead over to Bato. Varen probably hears it. Methinks he did not perform very well.
Bato will just take out a credit and just give it to him. Give out like 10 credits and just kind of like grumble again to himself.
Oh.
You might as well keep your credits. It's not what you guys think.
Sure.
He would shovel another 10 to him.
I didn't think he'd lie about it.
The Torthal is somewhat force sensitive.
This is getting weird now.
That's
For
not
some
my
reason,
fault.
Bato takes out another 10 credits.
They both take 10 credits out and then like don't know whether to give them to each other or take them back.
We just give it to the Torthal because we feel bad for her.
He would let you guys have your fun, but he would say that and then see if you guys say anything.
So you'd say that she's force sensitive, and Bato would just kind of like nod his helmet, so kind of like you.
Untrained, but she has an idea of the presence on this planet of the Force. She could feel the fact that it stands out among the others.
So we have 2 of you now. You can train her, yes?
That's why my comment came in. I'm still trying to learn myself. I'm not sure that I'm ready to train anybody. I'll try to help her, but I wouldn't know where to begin.
To be fair, Latothel has been trying to train me in fixing ships. She is shit teacher because she is shit mechanic. You seem shit at your job. Perhaps you also shit teacher.
First of all, she's an okay mechanic. She has
okay, I'm better than her.
But that's because you're a hero.
I mean, I already know that. I mean, I live my life.
She's not shit though. She's
I already know that man wearing 2 pigtails in his hair.
My daughter, because when I went upstairs, I went to say goodnight to her. She goes, Daddy, you don't look like a daddy anymore. I was like, ouch.
Your daughter, man. She's sassy.
I love the lack of filter on like whatever a kid thinks, it's out.
It's out.
Awesome.
It's good to know you're off the hook. You don't have to be dad anymore.
No, that's not how it works.
I don't know.
Just clock out. I'm done. Goodbye. Because Scott is 50 years old and he would use a time punch card machine.
Probably with his pager, yeah.
And come on, whistle, little steam whistle every time.
I punch in and out via an app. Thank you. Thank you very much. I use an application on my telephone.
Did you also punch in and out of that other monitor you used to have?
Okay, listen.
What?
I broke a monitor.
How?
Short version is I watched a YouTube video about how to remove something from the back of it, and I think I followed bad instructions or just followed them badly. Anyways, broken monitor.
Scott just starts taking apart his monitor because a YouTube dude, 14-year-old on YouTube's like,
no.
Recommended video. How to take apart your monitor. I want to do that.
The guy had an accent from like Louisiana, and I was like, oh, he knows how to do it. He looks like he knows what he's doing. I'm going to just do what he does. Because that's how I fix things around my house. I'm like, wow, this guy sounds like he knows.
Listen to Louisiana accented men.
I'm just curious what prompted you to take apart a monitor if it was fine.
That was because it was the base to it couldn't be removed without removing the back of it to take the base out, even though it has like the 100mm or whatever it is framing. You know what I mean?
I just have this image of Scott has like the monitor face down on the table. He undoes the last screw, and as he lifts the back off, just the parts go whoosh, and just burst out and just spread all over like Legos.
He's just like, they're all just super compressed springs.
Yeah, they're all like the back.
You have to slowly remove the plastic all around the edges, but I think I got a little bit too impatient at one point in time.
Oh, wow, really? You got
a reenactment, Scott.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it coming off?
This won't come off.
So the far right 20% of the monitor just doesn't work. And then while I was playing because I played 2 campaigns in the past 24 hours prior to this one, right? So during those campaigns, I started getting horizontal lines of dead pixel columns, and I was like, I need that new monitor.
Wow.
Anyways, yeah.
Scott trying to fix technology via YouTube video is great.
Excuse me. That's how we
I want to film Scott following a technology tutorial and failing. It's like how to. It
can be like the Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I forget what Chewbacca's kid was trying to make in there, but there was like a whole 3 to 5 minute tutorial in there.
Yeah, he had like a weird computer thing he was making.
Yeah.
And then he does the smile where he just listens down.
If you guys haven't seen the Christmas special, you're lucky.
It's bad. It's
really even when Luke showed up, it was like, oh god, thank God it's Luke. But then you see like the way too makeup face, and it's like, you're not Luke.
Do you know why he's like that in the special?
No, did he get hurt or something?
It's really shortly after his accident, so he hasn't fully healed yet, and they just like caked him in makeup and oh god,
he had an accident.
Oh yeah, between episode 4 and episode 5, he got completely his face had to have surgery reconstruction. He actually looks very different if you look at them. They're very different people.
Wait, you're talking about Mark Hamill? Yeah. What happened?
Car accident.
Really?
Car accident, and he his whole face got messed up.
I mean, I always thought that number 5 he had way more makeup on, 5 and 6. But I just assumed that was them having more budget.
No, that was because his face was all destroyed.
If you watch the Christmas special, you can tell that they went way crazy.
It's like
with
Donald
makeup.
Trump orange, like really is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's after they.
I don't know if Mark Hamill would appreciate that because he's pretty hard lefty.
Oh yeah, no, and it contrasts with his very blonde hair so weirdly. It's so bizarre.
Well, Mark Hamill, I do apologize for his statements.
The whole Christmas special was something. So I mean, that was just like another
final song.
Well, thank God. Oh yeah.
When Leia is like singing opera or some garbage.
Oh, Life Day or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, poor. Harrison Ford was like trashed in every day of filming for that thing. There is no way he got through that sober and had a good time
of filming. So
yeah, that's true. He was just hammered.
So we ran at the ship.
What's the
I
plan?
told you she was force sensitive. I was like, I don't know if I can train her because I'm still learning myself. And
I never saw the Christmas special, to be clear.
It's worth one watch.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Wade.
That was, I mean, I think that's where we left off the conversation was you asked if I could train her. And I was like, oh, I can try.
You also were discussing what the hell you're going to do about the ship.
Well, if we're landing, I mean, I don't know.
Ignore it.
No.
Thus far, we haven't had.
I want to get on top of the ship and dismantle its guns.
Right.
Put a potato in it, you know.
Your wife who texted me, Scott.
Oh no.
And she goes, "Just another axe situation. Thinks he can do anything."
She said, "What the fuck? I'm taking your monitor back. Lack of patience, you bitch."
Yeah, of course. Technology requires a whole lot of patience.
We got Scott in trouble.
I text her saying, "Chat wants me to buy a sex swing. ... Her response was, "I already did." I'm like, hey, like really?
Well, you weren't invited though, Scott. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign if you weren't invited.
Yeah, no, right? She's like, I've had one for like 3 years, dude.
Oh.
I mean, have you looked in a mirror lately? I say look at your monitor, but
roll an IRL perception check, homie.
Yeah. Oof.
Anyway,
I believe if we landed,
I just remember you trying to swing that axe with one hand because you threw
it worked.
Out.
I chopped a bunch of wood one-handed. Thank you.
Maybe she saw you swing the axe and she knew you could handle the swing.
Listen, I can handle my axe.
I think.
Anyway, discussions about the ship.
F to doubt.
F to doubt. Chat, do you want to use your reroll to doubt Scott?
They don't need a reroll. We already do.
We do need a podcast just to get
you
sick
could
of
always,
each other. Just
you
so
could use this too. You could always give a few options and let the force poll on what the force influences the party toward. Ignore the ship, but destroy the ship, commandeer the ship.
I could destroy the ship with my gun now.
Yeah, you could. You could fly by and blow this thing.
No. With my gun.
Oh.
I'm that powerful now.
It hits that hard?
Yes.
You can. But don't tell
Tara.
these
and
things.
But here's the thing.
That's at extreme range.
As we discussed, all we need to do is get close to Bato. We just get near him.
It'll take him a while. Let's be
at extreme range, yeah.
But I also have unlimited reserves, so I could just sit there like.
I know. It's nasty.
Don't worry, it'll be gone in a day.
It's like cutting a day-old bagel with a kid's plastic.
That's why, like when you were attacking that camp, it's like Rambo, basically taking on that camp. You could keep them busy for like an entire day.
Safety scissors.
Yeah, I've got some great abilities, but I'm like, yes, the force. I rolled the right dice. I took out this one dude. Meanwhile, Bato's like, the whole garrison's dead, man.
Listen, man, maybe by the end of this, you'll be like Starkiller and you'll take down a freaking Star Destroyer from planet's atmosphere into the ground.
I don't think chat.
By the end of this episode, let's do it. We're moving on.
I don't think chat got to know what all we upgraded.
Oh, holy crap. We didn't talk about that at all?
Well, it doesn't really matter. We can do it in the after show. Let's get D&D
done. That's not worth hiding from people.
Yeah, but we gotta get D&D going. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's land the ship.
At the end of the episode,
what are you gonna do? You need to tell me what you're doing with
I imagine
because
I mentioned it earlier that Varen and I would go and scout. While we're scouting, I imagine Cross is gonna be up to devious acts on sabotaging their ship. Because that's what he kind of You were alluding to that already. You wanted to drive by and shoot it.
Does that say engineer saboteur talent tree? And I'm all the way down the bottom of it? What?
God, you are such a
that would
fucking
be
grandfather. I cannot believe you print that shit.
So I printed it weeks ago.
I know,
this is old
and
news.
It still blows
Why
my
are you
mind.
still reacting like this is
because
weeks ago?
It's so stupid.
Why?
Because
Listen, I was like, Pat, what happened to your tracking of your talents being spent? I believe it went with your PC. Thank you. However, I still have mine.
Okay.
Until you get a leak in the ceiling and it gets wet.
I mean, I printed again.
Or until you get near it.
And it gets wet. Are you saying that I get?
I'm just saying you break things around you. I wasn't implying that you were going to beat off on the page.
Baron and I are going to go and scout.
Correct. So you want to land this thing. I need a piloting planetary. Are you going to land like right next to it? Just
I thought I already ran a piloting planetary. Wasn't that the land?
Now you need to land, but it's not going to be against 3. It's just going to be against 2. Welcome to piloting. You got to use your skill. Good job, Hall. You were so close.
Suck it.
You land, but do you land
if you
right
put
next
one
to the other
yellow
ship?
into piloting, you're going to be a god.
No. When it was whatever Wade said, I want to park near them or whatever. So I'd probably park on the other side of the temple to a safe degree. There is
no other side of the temple. There is.
Okay, so it's just
the temple entrance, and then a sheer on the back side is just a sheer mountain cliff.
Okay, well then I would park not directly next to them, but
some distance. You want to put some distance.
There's the parking lot, so you pick the space right next to them if there's no one else there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you were able to land the ship very smoothly, and you bring it down. You all put on your winter gear, which is head to toe covering. It's got that big fur. You've seen it in Star Wars, the big furry coats and the winter masks, so you can breathe, and very heavily layered. With the exception of Krasa, who simply needs to wear kind of
mine went under my armor.
Yours goes under your armor, correct?
Oh, okay.
But for Krasa, his is just a simple like regular coat, winter kind of gear, but nothing like super strong because his fur does a lot of the work for him. Varen would be the only one that openly looks like he is head to toe covered in specialty winter gear. That is, there's not an ounce of skin that shows, and it is incredibly difficult to move to the point that it'll add a black die if you have to like swing melee in this thing and fight in it.
Great. Can I still wear my mask and my robes and stuff?
Underneath the winter gear, yeah.
Is Krasa?
You could put the robe on over the winter gear. Yeah,
is Krasa going with us?
The mask, no. Krasa is gonna go to the other ship. So
that's what I thought.
He needs to leave the ship.
Did we openly discuss that?
I was going to reach out to the force once we landed. So if I have to spend a force point or whatever you want me to do for that, I was going to try to seek. I was going to try to seek guidance from the force as to like.
Don't worry about that. I don't need you to spend a force point yet. We'll get there.
Okay. Because I was trying to figure out whether I was going to go look with Cross at the ship, or whether I was going to walk off and look for her, or what I was going to do.
I was just going to scout. So that's what what Otto's going to do.
You're gonna what do you plan on scouting? Heading into the temple itself?
I would like to scout the outside of the ship because I don't believe Cross is going to do that, and I would like to scout the outside of the temple. So those two things.
Give me 2 perception checks.
Less about the ship because I know Cross is going there, but I want to make sure that there's no guns aimed at us or the entrance of the temple or anything like that.
Perception check against 2 purple, then perception check against 3.
Okay, so 2 perception.
Am I rolling perception or just Pat?
Just Pat. Pat's just going to do his.
That's my 2.
As the ship lands and you guys open up the back, the cargo bay to head outside. As soon as you open it up, it's that rush of wind just spills into the ship, and all warmth is just sucked right out, replaced immediately with these below freezing temperatures. Even through your heavy winter gear, you can feel just a little bit of that biting cold coming through. Without even saying a word, takes his rifle out over her shoulder. You can hear it charge up. He kind of holds it at just kind of a simple guard stance, and he marches outside. The crunching snow beneath your feet carries off before the wind mutes the rest of his footsteps. You can't hear him any longer as he goes out to scout. Leaving Krasa, who then also, I imagine, kind of finishes putting on his coat. A little bit chilly. You can feel it on your nose a little bit, Krasa, but you'll be all right. Your fur's going to do a good job. And you begin to walk your way. The plan is to break into the other ship, presumably, Krasa?
Yep. I mean, I want to go at least check whether or not it has a security array or anything like that first,
Yep. you're gonna do a little diagnostics on it and whatnot.
Do a little dance.
But he's about to walk out as well, and he's gonna go in the opposite direction as he heads to the ship. And Varen's kind of left with this option of these two, or to go out on his own and walk into the temple and scout the entrance of the temple, inside the temple, not the outside of the temple where Bato is.
Have I not scouted the temple yet?
No, it's gonna take you time.
Okay.
I mean, I want to figure out kind of where we are and things like about the temple. I think unless the force pulls me a certain way, I would probably stick with them for now and see.
Well, who do you stick with, Krasa or?
We're going
Bato?
two different directions.
Where's
I'm going
Krasa wanna
outside the
look at?
ship. He's going inside the
Krasa's
ship.
going to the ship so he can start checking.
I don't
it
care that
first.
much about the ship, so I guess I go with Bato.
You go with Bato, so you're gonna go scout with Bato, and it gets you a gorgeous up close look at these enormous sculptures outside. The entrance to the temple itself is no bigger than like 20 feet tall, big double doors, 100 feet wide, still huge. Size of the double doors, but no actual doors.
Really tall people used to live here.
Really tall people used to live here. And looking inside, just getting a glimpse of the dark room on the interior, it seems like the entire room has been sculpted. You can barely make out what looks like, handcrafted pillars and maybe a few entrances that lead to a bunch of different areas. But you can't tell in great detail unless you head inside. And as Bato walks around, Bato, you first take a quick look at the ship to make sure there's nobody around the ship that would take a pot shot at Cross as he walks over, and it's completely clear. By the time you walk over to the ship, and even maybe if you look for footprints of the people who have left, either they've been here for so long or there was a bad storm, but there are no footprints that are easily seen at all in the snow right now. Even with that perception check, you don't see any.
That makes sense if there's even a slight dusting.
Exactly. It's very difficult. But as you check the exterior of the temple, making your way to the sides of the statues and making sure where anybody could possibly be hiding or positioned for a good sniper, not a single soul is found. Either
I didn't roll perception for
you
that.
rolled me 2, I thought. I said 1 against 2 and 1 against 3.
I never rolled my 3.
Oh, I thought the bottom. Oh, that's your piloting. For that top one's your piloting. Sorry. Give me your 3.
Okay. I'm gonna use my against 3 purple. Yeah.
There's a lot more nooks and crannies for you to cover.
Yeah.
You're not confident that there is not you feel like you've missed somewhere, that there still could be somebody around, even though you find nobody. There's so many different places that people could be hiding. You're not confident.
Also, would probably lean into Varen and just say, "Stay close." I can't pinpoint if they're watching us. They could get us from any angle, and kind of just on edge.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what that failure would kind of tell him, is that he can't see anything. I imagine the wind and all that stuff is making it really hard for me to focus.
Dusty, like you said, like the snow's getting kicked up, and
I have a heat signature, but there's so much crap going on I can't see. So
we shouldn't venture off too far and leave Krasa alone. With what happened between her and his people, I would hate for him to encounter her by himself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be entirely by myself.
Oh, we're not next to you.
That is right. Of course, I will be here to assist you.
That's where you can
He can't
hear
go
us from
outside,
way over
Scott.
here.
He can't go outside. Doesn't the modifications?
Why not?
Because that's an actual rule. It's an actual mechanic for Ilum that's in the book.
Excuse me. Krasa will keep him warm. He's toasty. Really toasty.
Krasa just hugging this robot as he walks from one thing.
He's like rubbing him frantically.
Jared,
buddy.
Twerking on the bot. Like, I got you.
Yeah, reroll to just kick Scott from the campaign.
And this is a show that gets a lot of hype trains for some reason.
Well,
Scott's twerking is the true draw.
The true.
I'm just trying to think of all the better things I could do on Wednesday nights.
Here, I'm going to sell Scott for money. If we can get back up to 300 subscribers, Scott will twerk. We're 74 subs away. So don't worry,
Google what twerking is.
Is that against TOS?
Oh yeah, please do.
I think it is technically.
Oh, is it? All right, TOS Scott will.
Yes,
Scott will,
I'm safe.
Scott will flirk. He'll make up his own dance. Scott will literally make up his own dance on the spot, and it won't be sexual. It'll literally just be a dance, and
that was the last day Lost Initiative ever got a sub.
I will do like a camera foot dance thing.
300 subs, Scott OnlyFans.
Oh god.
You just gave away some prime money right there from some people, homie.
I mean, you have to get quite the still.
You got to give him like a sample first, right? A little taste. Wait.
I just all of a sudden I feel a little sick. Varen passes out.
I feel
my strain just went from 0 to max.
That penetrated through my soak.
Feeder against TOS, Scott. Oh God, I'll clip that out. I'll edit the VOD after.
I don't think feeder against TOS.
It is.
What?
It is. Yeah, it sounds silly, but no, it is against TOS. That was a recent change that they made.
This world is so fucking weird. It's so weird. You can literally watch somebody buck naked by having a small amount of latex paint, but feet are okay.
It may not be a problem for you, but it is a problem for other streamers.
Again, buck naked with a small amount of latex paint, but cut it off at the ankles, people. Like,
hey man, Twitch is their rules.
I'm not arguing.
Can I roll perception to see if I find birds or something?
No. So the question is, where do you go from there? For right now, Krasa is going to go. He's going to plug his data pad into the ship.
So Krasa is Is there any way that the robot can go with him? No.
No.
Okay.
His gears will freeze up, and he won't be able to move.
Okay, so Krasa, you're by yourself.
Of course.
Why are you showing off your paper again?
I don't understand.
Unless you take Latorthal with you.
You could.
No, thanks. She has to watch after the ship.
She could die, and then we'd be rid of another problem.
Oh.
That's dark side.
You know what? Let me check out the ship before I bring her in.
I don't believe in light and dark side. I believe in just equal opportunity
murder. Scott, I would like a computers check against 3 purple.
3 purple.
Yeah.
I will commit strain. Make better.
How modern is this ship?
Pretty modern.
Way more modern than our ship.
Oh yeah.
Would it not be more difficult for him with like black dice and stuff because he may not be used to such a modern technology?
He deals with not modern technology.
Well, I guess because he's really smart as it is, so never mind. He's constantly reading up on shit. I guess that 8 months of just nothing but time travel.
Perhaps to your surprise, Krasa, while the ship is certainly locked and you would need to crack the security to open it up and get inside, there seems to be a security system in place, but it's not activated.
So they just left their car unlocked?
Locked. They left it locked, but they didn't leave they didn't turn on the alarm.
This is kind of like the equivalent of parking in the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. You really don't expect anyone to come by and steal here.
That's true.
But you still press beep beep. You know,
but you're also it's also a
beep,
Sunday beep. And you're at church.
They locked it, but they didn't put the alarm on.
So does part of the security system include cameras?
I was just thinking turrets, but they would need cameras as well. So yes, it does include cameras. Otherwise, the turrets would not
they
work.
would need motion detectors for turrets.
I meant interior as well as exterior, but exterior works. So with the exterior,
they're vlogging while they pilot.
Oh, I was talking interior, Scott. There's a turret or 2 on the interior.
Okay, cool. So that being said, can I hack into this? Can I slice into this from the outside to try to see if I can access those cameras on the inside?
You could. It would be more difficult from doing it from here, not from the main console. So it'll be black dice and a 1 higher difficulty than normal.
I don't think I removed black.
What are you laughing at now?
So I was gonna say it's gonna be against 3 purple and 1 black, Scott.
Okay.
What's up, crazy crew? Here we are going to hell.
A lightsaber just drops down. It's like, well, that's the end of the Borderlands villains. That was quick.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
A triumph success. Scott, do you have anything in mind?
So one of the things I wanted to do is to firstly scan the entire area to see how safe everything is, kind of like get like a good layout of the inside of the ship. That way I know that it's going to be safe before I get in there.
Yep.
But also just so I can, if I can even take the schematics of that and put it into my, so I can like send it off back to the other ship so the Torthal can kind of like start looking it over, seeing if she gets
I can give you, you get the schematics, as well as the information. I'm going to give you one other thing as well.
Sure.
So the first thing is, and again, maybe catching Krasa off guard, it is as safe as it seems. It is simply locked, and that's it. Nothing else is turned on.
I don't want to communicate with them yet because I'm afraid that something might trigger, like people are kind of like listening in on. So I just send that over to Latorthal. That way it's much shorter range, right? Not planetary, right? So and then I'm going to try to open the actual doors.
Okay, let me give you the thing that you got from that hack from the slice.
Oh, please, my apologies. Yep.
The other thing you got is a little bit of information. The security systems haven't been turned on for 4 days.
Okay.
That's it.
It could be dead for 4 days, but you could walk in and get another lightsaber.
Meta?
I'm sure that's what Mike's plan is. Find a corpse, get another lightsaber.
That's it. It's free. I wanted you to break into the ship, get the free lightsaber on there, and
Yeah,
then
we came
And
to
then we
Ilum.
can just get the fuck off.
Honestly,
We came to Ilum just so I wouldn't have to get a crystal.
She could be here with a.
Let's make Scott. Chat wants to maybe make you re-roll that.
Why would you?
Re-roll.
Why would you make me re-roll such a tremendous success when we're doing so well for Wade?
They do have a bank re-roll.
So listen. My concern is that she actually is on the ship and she's doing like a force meditation to make it so we can't pick her up on scanners. And this is legit a trap. Crosser wouldn't know this, but in the meta,
absolutely
I'm
very, very possible.
Concerned.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I will make another check to try to open the thing up.
Okay. That it will be against just flat 3 purple. Would you like to use a force point or any of that goodness?
Nope. I'm still committing strain because I keep healing it as I use it. So committing strain, and I'm going to do it again.
Okay. It takes you maybe 3 or 4 minutes. The language is easy to understand, and then after a few plucks at the keyboard, the screen, you can actually hear the hydraulic locks release.
Okay. So finally the thing opens up. Is there like a buildup of ice or anything like that on it?
Yeah, actually you can as the cargo bay door begins to come open, you can hear that, you can see little pieces of ice breaking off of the ship and falling to the ground as snow dust kicks up as the ice chunks hit.
In kilometers or whatever, if it's even that far, how far is our ship from that one?
Oh God, I'd say like
we parked pretty close by.
So I'm just gonna say it's only like a few hundred feet probably.
Yeah. So could our R7 unit or whatever it is, could that actually travel a few hundred feet without concern?
It would be very dangerous to even bring it back. As soon as getting there, it could maybe get there, but getting back, it might be frozen by the time it's ready to go back.
No, because they could bring it inside. It has a life support system. It's
warm you want to bring it into the other ship?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to roll across ice. That'd be stupid. It has boosters.
No, yeah, it has boosters. It's just a time thing. It's just but you could probably, even if it didn't make it all the way, you could get it close enough where you could get into the ship.
Yeah, because only a few hundred feet. I mean, how it can't be that cold that it just fries systems instantly. Probably just makes you useless after a couple minutes.
We're on top of a mountain.
Yeah, you're at the very top of a mountain on an ice planet during a snowstorm.
No,
I will say the boosters will, like, because it's going to use like boosters, it will allow it to stay warm long enough to get there.
I was going to say,
if anything, asteroid steps out, he'd be taking like 2 or 3 steps, and you're like,
yeah.
Kind of
I was going to say, within how close we parked, it probably gives us a little bit of a wind.
Yep, a little bit of a little window and a little bit of a wind tunnel protection.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
So I would actually, my argument. Again, send a radio over to our ship specifically, not to them, and say, Latothel.
There's no response immediately.
She's dead.
Latothel, you on ship?
Oh, then you hear over. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm here. I'm on the ship.
I was wondering if you could send the turnip over.
To where? The big entrance to the temple thing?
I do not think it will make that distance, but if it comes over to this ship, I've opened ship. It is warm inside. It could assist me in perhaps slicing and getting more information for Varen.
She's like, all right, okay, sure. Turn up, and you hear like a distant like.
You guys talking about nips?
Nips.
What the hell you guys are talking about?
No, those
nips,
are also against Twitch TOS unless you have a thin layer of latex paint.
And then you hear her shout, "Hey!"
I'm getting latex paint for my feet, by the way.
Can you paint yourself in green latex paint? And you could green screen your body that way?
He doesn't even need paint for that.
I'm texting your wife.
That means the rest of us would have to look at Scott. We would still have to see it.
Do I have to like shave first? Because
Ew. That's a lot of hair to shave.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's only right here.
That could be our 300 sub goal there. There we go.
Scott shaving himself and covering himself in latex paint.
Waxing.
I said, buy green latex body paint and paint Scott's body. That's what I said to your wife.
Oh, God. I've waxed here before, like many years ago. I have never waxed my body.
Wax I know we could do the easier green morph suit and it would be way more comfortable for Scott, but no.
Listen,
I'll buy I'll buy cat ears for him at some point.
Oh, cat ear. What are they called? The headphones.
Oh my god!
Like I can be a cutesy streamer. Hee, look at me. I'm a waifu.
So Turnip makes his way over, and you're able to make your way onto the ship. The ship is actually relatively small, a little smaller than yours, not by much, but a little. But it's much sleeker and a much more simple design. It's got a main hallway that leads up to what you could consider the bridge, but it's closer to a cockpit, and it's got a couple of rooms on the left and the right. The left seems to be the dining area and the relaxing area, and the right seems to be the bunkers. And there's some back rooms that lead to what would be the cargo bay and where the engines and whatnot and the fuels stored back there.
The first thing I want to do when Snips is here is head straight to the cockpit. And from here, what I want to do is immediately access the security system again and toggle the IFF on it to make sure that me and my friends are no longer a danger.
Go ahead and make me another computers check, but this time it's going to be against one purple because you're doing it right from the main console.
I will not commit strain on this one.
Okay.
Damn.
Wow.
Bang.
You're on it today.
And within seconds this time, not minutes, you just boot this thing up. You kind of file through a lot of the usual stuff as you plug your data pad in. And while the screens are initially red when you boot the computer back up, within a few strokes on your data pad, they all blink randomly to green. And the computer is now.
I can't believe she left that vital information right on the screen when she turned it off.
Well, with my Triumph, can I actually pull up the profiles of the different people that were already identified as friendly?
Oh, the people that would like the crew of the ship, you mean?
Yeah, just more or less all their profiles, kind of like pull those files out, and then of course I imagine a separate check to then flip them to being non-friendlies.
Yeah, you're welcome to. You can.
But I want to pull the profiles first.
There are 3 profiles that pull up.
Okay.
Each are.
Wait, take notes.
There are 3 profiles that pull up. 2 females and a male. They are all human, and none of them are the one that you recognize to know, at least to have captained this ship.
Okay, that's fine.
Which doesn't necessarily surprise you if she is what Baron believes her to be.
Okay, that's fine. So I am going to roll again to flip them to be on the foe of the IFF. Same check, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. When you look at their profiles, by the way, just so you know. Oh my god, dude. Wonderful rolls.
Scott's best day ever.
I know it's Scott's best day. It's Scott's great day. Any rerolls, chat? Anytime you want rerolls.
I'll just do it again.
They're all 3 of them are ex-military of some sort.
So all non-human ex-military?
All are human ex-military.
Oh,
2 of them are ex-Republic. One seems to be
all human. All human.
2 are ex-Republic soldiers. And the third is just a mercenary, like with a long mercenary record.
Mike, I'll let you do what you want with that Triumph, if anything.
And what were you doing with? I'm sorry. What were you doing with that?
I was flicking. So first I was IFFing, so we would be friendly. Now I did this one to make them foes.
Okay. You don't know what it is. I have an idea of what I want to make.
Okay, cool. And then the last thing that I want to do before I start actually like digging in and start pulling information or whatever is actually activating the security system now. But I imagine that's just a simple flick of a switch.
That you're already in with that many Triumphs with that so simple. You're already into the security system. It's literally like you said. You go to the settings and you just turn it from off to on. And from there,
this shit better than you know ours.
The turrets just kind of turn back on, and you can see them kind of gently rotating left to right. Kind of quick rotation.
Awesome.
There's those files on our ship we haven't accessed. You've accessed files they didn't even know they had.
So I'm going to I'm going to start pouring through the files that I can get here. I'm going to send Nips instead of doing like computer stuff, and that way you can go over to them. I'm going to send Nips to actually physically check each one of the rooms. Now that we can easily open and close the doors to make sure that everything's safe. Yeah, I'm just going to check files.
And they do, and he does, and it's very quick. And as to confirm everything that you've scanned so far, Nips lets you know there's not a soul on board.
Do they have the materials to make hot cocoa?
To make your what grow?
To make hot cocoa?
I thought you said to make our shit grow.
I mean, I'm lactose intolerant, but it's still worth it.
I would say with that many Triumphs, yes.
Yes, Nips
There's
makes me hot cocoa.
Nips makes you some hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Nips is an old droid, so he needs to make a roll. He needs to make a mechanics roll to see if he doesn't accidentally spew hot oil instead of hot water or hot milk.
What?
It's not a hard roll for him.
Why do we ruin everything?
Do we ruin everything, or do we just Scott? Did I just take cues to make everything?
He has an average intellect. He has an intellect of 2. You should know
Scott,
what it is.
Did I ruin anything, or did I learn from you that everything has to have some weird realistic twist to it that could absolutely?
Would it be realistic? Smart.
This coffee tastes like shit, Basil. It is shit, Austin. I mean, people can make that mistake, much less a droid.
What's the roll?
I'm making the roll. Oh, you have this character sheet all set up already, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. For him, it's just going to be against 2 purple and 1 black.
2 purple, 1 black. And what's his mechanics?
Yeah, it's mechanics check.
Oh, luckily he's good at that.
No, you hear him go, and it's like a hot steam comes out, and it's certainly a chocolatey smell that comes from it. He did give the stuff. He put the powder in it, and then he rolls up to you. Oh yeah, chat re-roll. We could.
Yeah, like they want to give Scott a good cup of coffee.
That's great. Let's do a re-roll. Let's see.
Crossa just wants some hot cocoa.
Hot chocolate.
Check, come on.
Yes.
Crossa needs a nice beverage.
No.
Okay. Crossa just did some good work.
Let's see how many people has Scott wooed to his side over the course of this channel.
It's cold
re-roll hot
there.
chocolate. Yes
it's
or no?
It's so cold. Crossa would just like to relax with a nice cup of hot chocolate. Come on.
I can't wait to see.
So far, people want you to have the actual hot chocolate by a lot.
You know what, Scott? Here.
No. They want you to. No, they want you to drink the oil. Rather.
I gave you a yes vote, Scott, because there's not a chance in hell it's gonna win.
Yeah, same. I gave you a yes vote because people are gonna want Crossa to suffer.
Guys,
it's closer than you'd think, Scott, but you're still gonna drink oil.
I said no oil is good for you.
Well, 2 out of the 3 of us
dump channel points, save me. Dump channel points, please save me.
Getting close, actually.
I could put channel points in, but I won't.
Come on, somebody save me, please. It's almost over. Quick. Oh my God.
Your wife responded, "Oh my God, that's the paint that came with the swing way back when."
Also, Scott, you're getting oil. Anubis made sure you're getting oil.
And so Turnips rolls up to you.
I'm checking to see if Anubis has any daddies. I'm going to delete them immediately.
And he flings open his little grabby hand claw, flings open from the center console, and he hands you a white mug with a dark, steaming liquid in the inside that has a faint chocolatey smell to it.
Wait, was Anubis on your side? I think Anubis was on your side.
Anubis said, oh, maybe.
He's dumping points into, I don't know.
You tried to put
Anubis was the only one on your side.
Apparently.
Other than Mike and I.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay, maybe.
I was on your side, Scott, for that one.
That was 2.
I was 3.
Yeah.
I love you.
So does Anubis and us earn some more daddies? Do we all get some daddies?
I take a sip. I'm like, oh, yeah, wonderful. And I go to take a sip, but then I'm like, oh, as something pops up on the monitor, I put it down for a moment.
Looks like you guys lost a couple force points, and I gained a couple.
And then I mindlessly reach over and grab it, and while I'm looking at the scene as it's, I just grab it, and I'm like.
And as you take that taste, that thick, viscous fluid just coats the front of your tongue all the way to the back. It's hot and it burns. And there is a slight chocolatey flavor. He did use the hot chocolate mix, but he used oil accidentally as the mixture, and it is immediately apparent to Crossa.
This is so disgusting.
God,
this is terrible. Terrible.
I hate that you prepared for this. And you just hear as he hairball hacks up all that oil.
Who knew it would take 8 years for me to produce the worst thing I've ever made on YouTube or Twitch?
What was that again? Say that again.
I just can't believe it took this many years for me to produce the worst thing I've ever made.
Pat literally left.
He's not come back.
I don't think so. Well, We're well past
Tune
our
in next
break.
week for some.
Oh God! Don't self-promote a show that is.
No, that's dead. That's been dead for 2 years.
Oh, hey Pat.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
Oh.
What are you so sad about?
Life.
And on that, we'll take our next break. We're 30 minutes past our break time. We'll be back.
We don't need any more breaks. We can marathon the rest.
We can. I'm game to marathon after this break, probably.
Hell yeah!
Marathon an hour and a half. You champion, you. Be right back, everybody.
We should honestly, before we disappear, we should honestly just adopt a 1 break rule. Let's do 2 hours, break 2 hours.
I mean,
yeah, I'm game.
I'm always
game.
Down. I'm down to fun.
All right, we'll probably do that starting next week then. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Latorthal. Where are you, Latorthal? I cannot seem to find you. You are not inside this room where you usually are. Where did you go, Latorthal?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Wait, it's just petroleum jelly. You'll be fine. So, Mike, take it away.
Oh, God. Why do you even say that first? Why do you have to do that?
I mean...
Well, what ends up happening is after all that's said and done, with your kind of hacking into their ship, that's when Otto and Varen finish up their scouting, and now you can figure out what you want to do next.
That Scott is, or we are?
You all three.
I'm good.
Sorry, I was still stuck.
Are you
on
going
Scott
into the
talking.
cave? Are you going into the temple?
I'm staying here and researching shit. It's all them.
I mean, we were just kind of taking a look around. I don't know if we're actually going deep diving in now.
No, you haven't gone deep diving yet. I'm saying you've finished you're looking around. You've done your scouting.
We finished our scouting.
You can
now
call to
what
me if
do
you
you
want
want to do next? Who wants to go in? If anybody wants to go in, do you want to leave the planet? Do you want to go to a whole other mountain? Hey, what do you want?
I want to go in, but I also
want
want to
me
make
to
sure
go
Cross
in
is
with
okay.
you.
I'd be torn here because it's like I don't want to.
So
Wade doesn't want to split the party.
and role play it.
But perhaps we should reach out to Cross and see how he's doing before we go. I still feel uneasy about leaving him up here alone where their ship is.
Bada would kind of just look to you with as a confused look as I can give you with a helmet on, and just kind of like slowly raise my arm up to my helmet, and I would just be like, Krasa.
You will not believe where I am right now.
Again, he would just try to shake off another confused look. The ship?
Correct. The cockpit, actually.
At this point, Bato's going to yeet himself off of the mountain.
And so you watch Bato just yeet off the side of the mountain, and he's gone.
Oh, well.
Goodbye,
Not
Pat.
dead, though. I'm just down.
First Tesh, now
Okay,
Pat.
that's true. You only have to make one critical roll first. You're not dead yet.
Cool.
Can you yell
No,
yeet the whole way down? Just like,
So I would awkwardly just say,
I use
enemy
move to stop him.
The enemy ship.
not only am I on enemy ship, I've flipped IFF, so you are quite safe for getting here. And I have records of the peoples on ship. There are 3, but they do not include bitch that was attacking us before. But right now I'm trying to look through files, see what else I can find, perhaps where they were in the past. And
Need us to
this
buy you more time?
hyperdrive. I'm not sure what it is you're doing. If you want to go in, go in.
Varen wants to go and explore the temple. Are you cool chilling there? As bad as a pun as I can muster.
He
But
says
he doesn't realize it's a pun. He just kind of like it goes over his own head.
it's actually quite toasty, and Nips makes very good hot cocoa.
You hear in the background.
Ripped in half from Cross of Raging.
Wires dangling from it like
Slowly
intestines.
just gonna be like, Crossa says it's fine if we go.
Thanks, Dad.
He's gonna be getting as much information from the enemy ship as we can.
Cool. Let's split the party.
I mean, you can call me in with you, but I'm probably going to do better in here than I am in there.
No, that's fine. It's not you I'm necessarily worried about.
I'm worried about
I
you.
don't provide much in combat.
Are you
Look,
worried
it's-
about me?
Oh yeah, did you tell us any of this information you got, or did you just tell us you were good?
I'm still getting it. I'm still getting the information.
He told
so it's
us
up
as
to
much
Mike.
information as he has.
Yeah.
So we're friendlies on that ship. I think he said that he flipped the IFF, which I don't think Bato would know what that means.
Yeah.
Do you want me to run?
Absolutely. IFF. You should know what an IFF is. Identify friend foe. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
You
So I
absolutely would know what an IFF
Okay. So
transponder
yeah.
is.
So Bato would know. So I would just
So we know that there were 3 dudes with her, and she's not listed.
know that there's
She's
3.
not she's not
There's
listed.
3 human people.
Yep.
That were registered to the ship, and
That was registered
her
to the
name
ship.
was not among them.
Her name or face was not among them.
So we know that there's 3
So,
military
but we
dudes
don't know
running around.
who's inside this temple. There could be more
Correct.
people.
You have no idea.
We just know those 3 humans own this ship or have
Can-
been logged to have driven this ship here.
Can I beam to them the information that I have?
The
So
little
we
base
have-
amount of information that you have caught.
Do
so
we
far.
have equipment to retrieve?
data pad to data pad?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll send them a data pad of the files of the 3 people that are on there.
I probably wouldn't take that out until we get inside the.
And I'll actually say, you know what? I did not think of this till just now. Nips, can you check that? 1 second, please. Nips, can you check that scanner over there and see if there is tracking device on the crew of ship? Yes. No. Listen, the ship. They might want to
I feel like I'm watching the Muppets.
Jesus. 1 moment. I need to. Motherfucker.
And then Crossa gets his ass kicked by a trash can.
Yeah, a rolling trash can.
That and drink. Sorry about that. It is all good.
And as soon as you hear that it's all good, you hear like from the distance like a launching noise, and then just a bink as something just bings off of Cross's head, and you look at the tin can he like scooped up and just launched.
Please hold.
More screaming in the background.
I hate that cuts out for you, Wade.
It does cut out. It starts loud and then auto goes like way down.
Yeah, because your
like
auto...
it gets compressed or something.
Yeah,
that's weird. I hear the full like.
Well, it's the same thing for the song you heard, right? Like
it
I heard
kind of cut out a little bit. It wasn't
way
super loud.
Yeah. But you beam it over and you get the profiles: 3 humans, two females and a male, all ex-soldiers of some type, but none are the familiar face or.
Would I have recognized?
Nope, none of these you recognize them.
And is there like a tracking any way of keeping tabs of the crew that's in it, because it's a much more updated ship? But they have a way of kind of like
they have a crew
like
are? Like names and stuff.
No, my apologies. So I can literally punch in and scan and see where they are on the planet. Or if
there's no bio tracker on this thing. No,
cool.
No.
Just wanted to check. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. That would be dope.
Yep. Come back. Answers no.
At this point, I'm sure we would have been walking to the entrance.
You make your way to the entrance, and as soon as you hear Cross say the answer is no, you pass through the archway, 100 feet wide, 20 feet
I
tall.
would probably be just a little bit behind Varen. I imagine he would probably have a little bit more pep in his step. Bato would probably be, with my failure earlier, I would just be extremely on edge expecting an ambush. And I'm just going to play it off as that's how I am from my failure earlier, that I don't know what we're walking into. So,
and what you walk into is a rather large, elaborate, I guess you would call it
hoax,
giant hoax, fake news, not real. Just an elaborate antechamber, like a room. Along the walls, they have been carved. Now, the pillars that you believed you saw initially, Varen, when you were looking through the cave on the outside during the initial scouting, while they are carved to look like pillars, they are still clearly a very, very much a part of the floor of this mountain and the ceiling in which it reaches to the top of. It's not actually detached in any way. So they were carved out of the mountain itself. And the etchings along the walls are all emblematic of typical Jedi beliefs. You have a table full of Jedi sitting patiently and speaking to one another. And you have another one of a Jedi taking on what you believe to be a single Sith in a very heroic and knightly pose as he stands over them, lightsabers clashed, and more heroic and very religious in a way imagery that separates.
How much knowledge would Varen have of this stuff? Like he doesn't.
It's obvious to show it's obvious what it is that they're kind of showing the diplomatic nature of the Jedi and the heroic guardianship.
Would I have noticed at least some of the?
Oh yeah, you could see all of this as well. We're just kind of following behind.
I just don't know if Varen
would
knows, like, the Jedi code or all that.
Yeah, would I understand?
Yeah, sorry, Varen, you would know the Jedi code simply because you would be taught the opposite of it.
I would probably understand just the war aspects.
Yeah, like you could look up for sure. Bato looks up at like the
I wouldn't understand the tables, stuff
correct.
like that.
You could assume like peace, maybe something to do with peace. But the fighting, the way he's standing over the Sith and the way his legs are postured, it's a very kind of a defensive pose, and it would represent to you like a guardianship of some sort.
And I would have heard of Jedi before, so I would have some kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, like they're not like how they are in modern day Star Wars.
They're much more everywhere in Old Republic
so
times.
I would have more of an idea of
being a Mandalorian, you especially would have some knowledge because the whole Mandalorian wars are evolved around.
No, they're not a myth to you. What's a myth to you is obviously their codes and their teachings, because that's all very secret. But Jedi are around, and they're they're diplomats that use kind of weird powers that are not really understood, and they have fucking laser swords that can cut through anything. And they're warlocks, wizards, whatever. People have all kinds of names for them.
I don't use fucking guns like a
other than the
man.
carvings and the two pillars that stand on your left and your right, this room leads into just one other area. A door that has a grand staircase that spirals downward into, well, as you walk over and look down, what seems to be pitch darkness. But as your eyes adjust and your pupils dilate, both of you, and as you're looking down the spiral staircase, you do catch glimpses of what looks to be small blue sparkles that kind of decorate the sides of the walls the darker and deeper it goes.
Do they give off heat?
No, not at all. And
so for me, it's just a bottomless blue pit.
It's a bottomless blue pit that shows blue sparkles occasionally down in the darkness. For Varen, you know that this is likely the entrance to the giant sprawling network of caves where these crystals are supposedly found. And as you stare down into this spiral staircase, Varen, you feel a very gentle tug.
Bada will kind of looking down. I don't trust this place.
As you say that, Varen's taking his first couple of steps down. I feel a pull, something faint. I need to go this way.
Wish me to follow.
Do I feel like this is something I need to do alone, or I feel like this is something that we can do together?
I mean, you don't feel like I need to be alone.
Oh, Jesus, hi.
I am willing to come along. It's just, sorry, I'm just chilling.
I was avoiding looking at that, and then your face just popped in like head crotch.
That's in game, like out of game, like in the meta. I'm willing to come along. I just
don't know. So Wade doesn't even know if this is something like, in
lore, students go in as groups usually. They all
do they? Okay.
Yeah, they go in groups like 5 or 6, and then as they get deeper into the caves, they might separate into pairs, depending on where the force is kind of pulling them. And then when
none of them went down with a bodyguard, though.
Correct. It went down to students, Padawans.
Yeah. So that's my only that's Wade's thought is like, is this something that
my urgency in my question to you would be, hey, there's 3 other people on this here, and I'm not saying you can't handle yourself, but I can come with you in case. That was kind of my meaning meta out of that question to Varen. So I will let you truthfully answer how you would like me. I can stand guard here, or I can come with you.
If there's not some kind of like taboo against like going in with a group, or if Varen doesn't have any knowledge, he would get close to having you go in.
Bato would probably not have any knowledge. He probably
none of you would. No one have any idea. None of you are Jedi.
Varen would have no reason to be like, yeah, I've got to do this alone, unless like the Force reached out, or unless something told him that. So
does Varen truly respect Jedi traditions?
No, he doesn't fully understand them. He only knows what he's been told is bad about them. He's just had this inclination that something's off about what he's been told. So he's torn right now. But no, he wouldn't. I mean, he would probably welcome your company if you started walking with him.
Would you have paid attention to my question? I mean, because you've been chasing this feeling. Would you have heard me over this pull? You've been having this sensation that's feeling like pressure all around you. Would you have even heard me? I guess is my question.
I think so, because he felt something real minor. Like, it's like when you're watching the prequels and like Obi-Wan and Anakin are almost arguing, and then they both turn at once. I feel like it's something like that, where it's like you can still function, but you just all of a sudden it's like there's
a broom fell in the kitchen, and
and that was like a serious like we need to go now. This is just like a very faint like something
tug.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah. I'm just trying to understand like the kind of nature of everything that's going on.
What was your question? Wade, I forgot your question.
You want me to come with you? Shorthand. I can come with you, or I can stand here at the top of the stairs and watch.
There's potentially 3. Well, her
potentially 4. But yeah.
If you feel like accompanying me, that's fine. I worry about leaving Crossa alone, but me going into the unknown alone is also potentially dangerous. But I have to go forward. Whatever you decide to do.
Bato would look around. I do not know your traditions.
These aren't my traditions.
I will accompany you if it keeps you at ease.
I know very little about the path. I know nothing about the path I'm currently on. and perhaps less about the Jedi themselves, but something here.
As your sentence trails off, a voice actually continues, but responds with a question. If you don't know the traditions of the Jedi, then why and how are you here?
Did we both hear this, or only Varen?
You both hear this.
And as you Cheshire Cat.
As you turn to where the voice is coming from, both of your rights, leaning against the pillar, is an older gentleman, somewhere maybe in his 50s or 60s, with a white beard and pitch white hair, and a gentle brown robe that falls over his shoulders and down to the ground.
Sorry to do this, but Bato would immediately turn around and almost take a shot. He would charge up his weapon. No, I would charge up my weapon and demand to know who he is. You would hear the blaster just with that voice.
I think.
Would you stop me?
Is there a roll for me to see if I would react quickly enough to like put your gun down or something? Like, you're not shooting right away, right?
He doesn't shoot right away. You don't need to make a roll.
No. I'm charging up to shoot.
Right.
I would.
You don't really take a Mandalorian by surprise and like live to tell the tale. So.
This is a similar sensation to whenever I encountered the Force Ghost in the cave on Dathomir, right?
You don't know. It doesn't feel the same, but Dathomir is a very different feeling planet.
Well, I didn't know if this was a Force Ghost or actually just a Jedi who's chilling here.
Oh, you have no idea.
Okay. No idea well, if it doesn't look like it's the lady or one of her goons.
Oh no, it does not at all.
I would put my hand on the weapon to like stay you, but also I wouldn't push it down so you're not aiming.
Okay, so you would tell me to call.
I would basically say like hold.
Okay. So you just, as you do that, you just hear the gun slowly.
And he looks to you and gives you kind of just a warm smile. Appreciate the gesture, friend.
Who are you?
Will say, Bato again, before you even say that, state your business.
Guardian.
With a can I roll an intimidation?
Oh, he answers your question straight without hesitation. He says, Guardian of this place.
With him saying that, I'd probably lower my weapon, just not aiming at him, but kind of like drag just below, aiming kind of at the ground, but enough to just quick shot again. Not directly aiming at him anymore.
But not, you're just gently being defensive.
And this seems like a person, not a ghost that we're speaking to, right?
From here, anywhere.
What
is this place?
He pushes himself off of the pillar and takes a couple of steps. Perception checks, both of you, against 2 purple when he walks.
I was gonna say, can I flick on my heat sense? Because I don't think I would have taken it off from looking down.
Absolutely can. You can flip on your heat sense as well.
He's wearing stilettos. I knew it.
I want to see if I get any signatures off.
I know. So
you still a 2 though.
Signature. Yep, it's still a 2. Okay. As you flip on your heat sensor,
I'm gonna use my check. I'm gonna use my once time to make my perception the same.
Oh, your athletics. Gotcha.
I think it's cunning, right?
Perception is cunning.
Cunning, yeah.
Okay.
He simply responds, if you have to ask that question, then you do not belong here.
Oh, man.
Are you okay? For your perception, you don't pick up on anything. However,
what was the question that you asked that he answered to that? I'm sorry.
What is this place?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And for Varen, you pick up that his footsteps don't seem to be making any noise. You pick up no heat signature off of him.
Okay. Would I roll a separate perception to see if I hear what he hears or no?
That was what that perception was.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Your heat signature would just simply pick it up or not pick it up.
Okay.
What is your name, boy?
I'm assuming he's talking to me.
Yes, he's looking directly at you.
Varen.
And what brings you here? To find yourself here, someone must have directed you. Or perhaps, and he takes another step forward and his kind of warm gaze drops. You took it from a dying man's mouth before taking his last breath.
There was a time when I would have, but no. It is the Force and the wanting to learn, the pursuit of knowledge, the truth.
And how can I be sure you're speaking the truth? His eyes narrow. And now he walks within maybe 5 feet of you.
As this is going on, Bato's going to slowly just be like, kind of like not circling, but slowly just trying to understand what's going on.
Poking your gun through to see if he's a ghost or not.
Not yet. Not yet.
I can feel it on you.
Whether you're still of this world or the next, I imagine you could sense the conflict.
All are one.
Hmm?
All are one. There is no separation between this world and another. The Force flows through all. And I am one with the Force.
More knowledge that it was denied me.
Can Bato roll? Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm on a path that even I don't fully understand. I have done horrible things, but something has tugged me away from that path, and I don't know where I am right now.
You are torn. I can still see the shadows of the darkness on your heart.
Not as dark as it once was. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I tapped into the dark side.
That's sweet.
There is another one here. Much darker than I.
Yes, I am aware.
The Force keeps intersecting our paths. Why here, I don't know. And at this moment, he'll bring out one of the broken lightsabers. At one point, I'd constructed my own with the crystal ripped away from a Jedi at one point or another. But that crystal no longer responds to me. I'm not whatever I once was, and I don't know what I am now, but I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to pursue the path I'm meant to be on. The Force is guiding me. Whether or not you want me here, the Force has brought me here, and the Force is pulling me deeper down.
And you believe you'll find what you want or need here?
No, I believe I'll find what the Force means for me to find here.
He steps back a little bit, begins to paces just a few feet back and forth, keeping eyes locked with you the entire time. I cannot stop you from entering the caves. I'm simply here to be curious and find your intentions, see if they are truthful or not. Ilum itself will make the decision. I have no sway.
Then why carry the title of Guardian?
It is a title I have carried for centuries.
I wish I knew more of your knowledge, your teachings. I wish a lot of things in my past were different. Not that I believe that you or the Jedi were correct, but I certainly know that my master was not.
Then it is a shame that you are as old as you are. Perhaps had we gotten our hands on you when you were younger, the Jedi could have saved you. Good luck, young Varen. And as he says that, he very much fades away. Clearly, before both of your eyes, you watch him disappear.
Varen will see it like, you know, he saw the Force ghost in the cave on Dathomir and Bato couldn't, so he's curious. He's just looking to see how Bato responds.
It's almost as though he fades away. Bato is on the other side, perfectly flanking him to make sure that he has the best position. And as
would this be very shocking to Bato because he's never really witnessed?
That's up to you. I can't tell you how shocked Bato would be. But that certainly is the first time Bato has ever seen anything like that before.
And Bato would just kind of approach you with haste. Because I imagine you would be much closer to him than I was, probably a couple feet.
Yeah, we were probably normal conversation distance.
Yeah, but I was much further away because you kind of approached him. He approached you.
Yeah, you started stepping away and putting distance. And
yeah, so you were feet away from me. Still, close, but you would have heard, if you were thinking or anything, you probably would have been distracted by all the hustling of my armor and stuff as I run up to you and just start inspecting everything and inspecting the pillar. And just kind of demanding you, where did he go? What?
On
what
the
was
case
that?
of Dathomir, I encountered the spirit of the Jedi, whose bones the Dathomirian woman wanted. I was surprised you couldn't see the Force Ghost there, and I'm not sure why that was the case or why you couldn't see.
Force Ghosts, what magics are held here? And kind of just more worried of the situation now.
This particular knowledge of the Force is beyond me, but some who pass away linger in this world and can come back to some extent or another. Again,
the force of his power is what worries me.
He's not the one we should be worried about. That one is much deeper.
If you say so. I fear my lasers and other physical weapons, and kind of just stumbling over his own words, trying to just still kind of come to terms with what just happened. I don't know how much of a help I can be down there if what I just witnessed is only the beginning of this mysterious place.
I don't know what we're going to witness down either, but let's press onward anyway and find out, shall we?
Again, I will ask, do you wish for me to accompany you?
Perhaps this will be an eye-opening experience for you and I both. And Varen will just start making his way down.
At this point, you're going to see Bato do something which he hasn't really done, and that's kind of just hold his gun. Bato will kind of hold his gun, not really having it. He's not going to, kind of sheath it, but he's just going to be holding on to it by kind of not the barrel, but kind of like the main body of the actual weapon. Because he's kind of just contemplating, like, nothing I have is useful against what I just witnessed. What other powers may lurk here? So he's just kind of contemplating in his head as he walks down that his arsenal of weapons is not going to be effective here. So he's, in a term, sheathing his weapon, but he's not fully just, if combat does happen, I won't be ready. But I want it to be shown. I'm just carrying it now, not really aiming it or having it ready. More perplexed.
Kind of comical, Varen calmly walking down the stairs, and Bato, like, super
this place is haunted. Get nukes down here.
As you walk down the stairs and the light very slowly, as you make your way down the spiral staircase, begins to fade, the smooth walls by your side also begin to dissipate and become the rough, jagged walls of uncrafted rock. The staircase being the only thing handcrafted at this point on. And those blue twinkles become much more apparent as you realize giant crystals are jutting out of the walls the deeper and deeper you go. Some the size of your arm or bigger, the size of your very self. And they're gorgeous to look at. What little light is able to trickle in and hit them dances across the walls in unpredictable ways. It's beautiful. But as you places your hand on them and inspect them, there's nothing special about them. You don't feel a pull of any sort, the same pull that keeps drawing you further and further and further down. But eventually you realize you've been walking for quite some time, and no bottom is anywhere in sight, and when you look up, it is pitch black as well. No twinkling light from the top. And a voice echoes throughout this entire place, saying a simple phrase. There is no emotion. And then it goes quiet.
Is that only heard by Varen or heard by
both of you? You both can hear that.
Respond.
Bato would be having a heart attack at this point.
There's only peace. Come on, respond.
Varen wasn't trained by the Jedi. He knows the Sith code, but the Jedi code...
You know the Sith code, though. So give me a lore check against... For you.
Crassa should be there. You guys suck. You should have brought him.
I'm more useful up here. What do you guys make me
You
call?
could actually try and radio him, but you don't know if a signal's going to get there. Go ahead and make me a lore check against 2 purples, please. It's been a while for you, so an additional black.
I'd like to pass this. So I'm going to use a light side point and upgrade. Okay. Yay!
Well, you have vague memories of your teachers telling you and reminding you of the lies of the Jedi code. That what it is, the things that they speak are nothing but chains to hold you back from your true potential. It's to control you and use you as nothing but a pawn in their game. but you were taught it. So you remember it. So please, Wade, you'll have to respond for me. Do you know off the top of your head?
The Jedi code or the Sith code?
If you feed me the lines, I can respond with the lines. So if you say there is no emotion, there's only peace.
Yeah.
What's the next line?
Yeah, is that the one you used? There is no emotion.
Yeah, there is no emotion.
What's the next line?
The next one is there is no ignorance.
There's only knowledge.
Correct.
There is knowledge.
There is knowledge.
Sorry,
there is no passion.
Ooh, there's serenity.
Serenity.
There is no chaos.
There is tranquility?
No.
Damn.
Harmony.
Correct.
Oh, good job.
There is no death.
Only the Force?
Correct. And
there is the Force.
And as you say that, the stairs come to an end. And at the very end before you, lit by twinkling lights somewhere within this cavern, is in a gigantic, infinitely stretching cavern of rock and crystal with dips and climbs and tunnels that lead deeper and spiral out into other areas. It is a maze, a labyrinth of tunnels and crystals. And as you take your step and you blink and you realize where you are, and suddenly you can see all of this as though it's been illuminated instantly, that pull gets incredibly stronger.
Before you even get to step down, Bato's gonna go kind of in front of you.
Yeah.
And just kind of dragging his gun at this time, just holding it by the barrel almost. Because I imagine his sanity is probably kind of gone hearing these voices, and
you hear voices, you're walking infinitely and suddenly
not knowing what the fuck he's signed up for, and seeing all this magnificent beauty, something that's not really intended for.
No, I apologize.
Any
I severely apologize. Bato, Varen just fades.
Oh, okay.
You walk the
Then
staircase.
do I have to have like a? Do I have to have like a? Do I have to have like a pull or like a?
No. But we're gonna get to you in a minute.
A sanity roll.
No, you don't need a pull. You don't need a pull. Varen, you appear, and as you kind of take it in and you feel that pull, you look, you realize Bato isn't around. Bato, you walk for a while, and suddenly the voice begins again. There is no emotion.
Oh, so he's just gone off the staircase.
He's gone, and you're still on the staircase.
Oh no, Bato will never get this.
It's gonna be kind of hard for Bato.
Would I have heard?
You heard Varen reply. So you're gonna have to make me like a. There's no like memory check. Would you intelligence check?
How many times have I heard this voice reach out to me?
Oh, this is only the second time now.
Okay, so this being the first time, I probably would have said something wrong.
Yep.
And I want to purposely get it wrong so that I have to go back to remember. So if he said what go ahead and read me the lines.
He simply said, there is no emotion, is what the word you heard.
There is only war.
And as soon as you say that and you take a step, you are at the room that you started on. You take a step up and you are by the two pillars are before you, the engravings on the wall, and outside you can see the ships.
I would be very confused, and then I would radio for Krasa.
Yep, Krasa, you get a radio from Bato.
First, I would immediately just shout down. Well, because I saw him disappear, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He just kind of like faded, disappeared on you.
Krasa, I failed my midterm.
I don't study Jedi. I wouldn't have known. I would have replied. I would have replied.
I would not expect you to get this. No, I didn't know if Varen would get this.
By just lore stuff, I responded with the only thing that Bato knows.
Oh yeah, of course. No, dude, we're not criticizing you at all.
By that time, I'm gonna be sprinting down and
you're
trying
to start sprinting down. Did you radio Krasa first?
No, I'm gonna be radioing him as I'm running.
Okay,
down.
so yeah, Krasa, you get a radio as he begins to start sprinting down.
Okay,
I'm gonna be Krasa.
Varen's
gone.
What have I gleaned at this point? Because time has passed.
Probably a couple of hours.
So here's what I'll give you so far. Time has passed. She has a known route here. This is not her first time.
Oh.
This is not the ship's first time.
I copy that fucking data. I don't know how big that file is, but yoink. Actually, I put it into the astromech droid. It's an astromech droid. I literally just copy all the star maps into the astromech droid.
Sure.
It's literally what they are.
You got a hyperlane. You have a hyperlane that leads from about middle of wild space to here.
Beautiful. Love it. Done. Moving on. So
as you're copying,
you suddenly get Krasa in your.
As I'm like sprinting back down.
Varen's gone.
Varen's gone.
What? Where?
I heard we ran into some. Varen called it a ghost. Some ghost of force. He's gone. We're in this spiral staircase. Would you have? You probably wouldn't have any like stuff of the temple or anything like layout of it. Layout of the. We descended. I'm running back down to find him. Some voice reached out asking me, what was the line again? I'm sorry.
There is no emotion.
There's no emotion or something.
Yep, Lord, go ahead and make me a lore check, Scott.
EC.
3.
Boom and boom. And
I'm not even gonna make the check because I.
Do you want to use a force point, Scott? A light side point?
No. I'm committing strain.
Okay. Yep. That would be like, it may take like a couple seconds. Like that. There's no motion. It sounds familiar.
While he's doing like his little bit of like rambling on.
I probably would have mentioned that this was like some weird Jedi temple or something like that because I probably would have recognized. Obviously.
I say there is peace. There is no emotion.
Peace. There's only war, and we were kind of like a little.
Like no, Bato. This is not about Mandalorian. This is about Jedi. There is no emotion. There is peace.
As I'm running down,
Only
would I
peace.
hear the voice again?
Not yet. No, not while you're still.
Okay.
It is
I wanted to be like
peace?
to hear that, and what do you mean? There's only peace, and then
I would
like
say
the
back
next
and
one.
and then be like, hold on.
I
There is no
remember.
emotion. There is peace, or there is only peace, and then it is there is no like ignorance.
Varen mentioned
There is-
something about harmony and tranquility and
Yes.
crap.
Listen. It is
As soon as he
peace.
says listen, you no longer hear his voice. Everything goes incredibly dark, and suddenly you hear, there is no emotion.
I would still be running.
You're running down the stairs still. Yep, you
it's
just
just
spiral
infinite?
down the staircase.
Okay, he would slowly come to a pause. There's only peace as asking it as a question.
And then it just continues. There is no ignorance.
What was the last thing that Crossa said to me? Something about, would you
The
say
word-
harmony?
You said harmony, and I said yes, harmony, and I'm pretty sure I got the word
That's not
knowledge
it,
at
it's-
one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
did. We were talking over each other, but I said knowledge at one point.
There's
so that's
only
wrong.
harmony?
And as soon as you say that, you step back out and you like mid-word, you hear Crossa continuing to talk and you're back in the room.
And then there is force.
It didn't fucking work.
No, Bato, are you there?
I'm back at the top.
Bato, shut the fuck up. Listen.
Does Vato go start running down again?
No, I would start walking down.
Okay,
not
start
as-
walking down.
Yeah, I'm
Bato,
gonna walk.
peace, knowledge, harmony, and force. There might be another one. Just think word association. Like if they ask for chaos,
I would
don't
cut
say
him off and
knowledge.
just be like stupid fucking cats, and I would start running back.
You run down and you go make down, and eventually darkness encompasses you again, and the voice starts. There is no emotion.
There's only peace. I'm just kind
There
of like.
is no ignorance.
What was the
Knowledge.
What was the order that you said? There's
Knowledge.
only knowledge.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah,
There is no passion.
there's only what was harmony. Is that the way that you
As
said
soon as
it?
you say
Okay.
that, you take a step and you're back in the room at the top, and the two pillars are there. You can see the ship outside.
Crossa didn't give you this answer.
Okay, what was the line though? So I could regurgitate
There's
it.
no passion.
What's the fucking answer for passion? And just like super pissed now.
Like,
Do you want to cut back to Wade
There
while I
is-
like
this-
this is like
listen.
an hour
We
endeavor.
will cut back.
Listen,
to
Okay.
Wade.
you need shit. Peace, knowledge, serenity, harmony, and force. This is important. I don't know if you use word only or not, but I do know at the end you say the force, not just force, because that would mean like your people forcing other
I'm
people
gonna-
into. No, listen.
I'm gonna force
Listen,
you, and then
if you just
starts
say
running.
force,
He
it could
starts
mean,
running down the stairs,
it
and then
could mean
eventually
slavery.
he gets cut off, and you hear the voice.
I would just
There is no
regurgitate it the
emotion.
exact way
Yeah.
that Cross had told me.
Yeah, of
The
course.
Force.
And so it starts. There is no emotion. There is peace. There is no ignorance.
I would say it in a very
Knowledge.
angry, like,
And passion
There's
is
knowledge.
knowledge, serenity, harmony, the force. And as you say that, you take a step, and suddenly there's this giant cavern before you that stretches endlessly with tunnels that lead in varying different
is
directions
Varen
and crystals
anywhere
jutting
in
up.
sight?
But we rewind time like 30 minutes.
Is Varen anywhere in sight?
We'll find out in a minute. We'll see what
Okay.
Varen decides to do. Varen, you stand before this cavern. Bato is nowhere nearby. You feel the tug just pulling you.
I think Varen's assumption would be like, I guess he can't see it because he's not force sensitive. And so, unless there's some kind of roll I'm supposed to make about why
at this point you
not
feel
here.
a disturbance in my force. I sense a great anger from upstairs. It's getting
She's
closer.
up there
Wait,
with them.
no, it's further away.
I thought she was in here with me, but she's up there with them. Okay, so I see the caverns and
you see the caverns and crystals, and while you're kind of being pulled forward in a general direction, it's beautiful, and you can absolutely feel the force flowing through this cavern. It's everywhere. In fact, if you were to use mechanically a power, you might get a little bonus added to it. The crystals themselves, to as you look around and allow your kind of just the senses to open up down here, the crystals are certainly a focal point.
What power were you referring to? One that I have?
I'm just saying, you're like, allowing yourself to feel the force.
Oh yeah, well yeah, definitely would. Varen is totally.
No, I know. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for the raid, Luna. For
Thank
sure.
You.
It's you just like you can tell just by allowing us to open yourself up to the force. The crystals themselves are very heavily focus points for the force.
Yeah, but the one I feel is further down, right?
Much further down. And then you just kind of
Varen
like without Bato around,
not here
kinda,
now, and Bato's not going to figure this out, so he's going to start going.
Okay, so you begin to walk,
asshole,
and you walk wherever your.
What are the odds of you guessing the Jedi code?
I need you to make me a discipline check against 2 purple, please.
Sure.
Beautiful roll. And it's with this discipline check that you're able to kind of just shut out the outside world without Bato following you or dangers of anybody being around or a storm.
The fuck is Serenity?
Yeah. You're able to just allow yourself to listen to the force. And it does pull you in a lot of random directions. For a while, you just walk straight. It's a downward slope most of the way, and it's uneven almost every step, stumbling and even tripping every once in a while. But eventually you get used to the way the terrain is here, and you can navigate, if a little slower than normal. If we were playing D&D, you might call it rough terrain. And the crystals themselves are, each one, it does feel as though each one calls to you, faintly and in a strange way, but there's still something that's so much greater. You take a left and you go down a tight hallway with 2 walls really close together. The only way you can even move is by pressing your back up and sucking in your stomach and just scooching. But this is the way the force takes you. And each room is equally as lit as the last. Not really entirely sure where this lighting is even coming from, but it dances across all the crystals and keeps everything easy to see. The air itself isn't even stale here. One way or another, fresh air is making its way down, and even gentle breezes catch the back of your necks or just brush forward. And you can even smell what smells like just cold, fresh air. But down and down you go. No sign of anyone else. No sign of this other person that you're expecting, the owner of the ship. It is you and the force, and that's all. Bato, you step forward. Varen is nowhere to be seen.
Is there somewhat of an entrance? Like, is the stairs behind us still?
Stairs are behind you.
Because this is kind of like where it stops, right? There's no more to
stop. Correct.
I would probably let out a giant shout of just Varen!
And somewhere Varen's going.
Yeah, I know.
Giving you a weird look.
Varen, I need you to make me a perception check. I guess if you've been walking for about 30 minutes, it's going to be very hard.
Sure.
2 purple, 1 red, 1 black.
I don't think it would be very hard, but just when and where I shouted from.
Because the despair is going to be, if you're despair. We'll see.
Oh, do I light side this and get rid of the red?
It would,
We're coming close to the end. You know I'm going to do it.
All right. Downgrade it. So now you just have
3 purples. I'll still probably fail, but at least I won't.
Yep.
This is perception.
Yep. Okay. You do not hear his voice.
Chat, reroll.
Oh, chat. Yeah. Do we want to reroll on this?
Chat, please reroll. Help Wade out. Come on.
Even if, I'm unlikely to pass this, but if you guys want to try.
I don't even know what you would do anyway. Patrick, I want you to attune to whatever you're doing. Bato is worried sick because I'm supposed to be.
Well, I also don't want Bato. Wade doesn't want Bato getting lost in these caverns. Oh God! Well,
Crassa.
Reroll for Crassa, please. Come on.
Why Crassa?
Reroll. Just saying, do it for him.
Do it for like
do
not
it.
okay.
Do
I
a
get what you're
favor.
saying.
Look, asking so nicely. You know?
He is. He's.
oh, they're all saying yeah. Oh, there's a whole voting thing. I see.
Oh, there's a lot of voting going no.
Yeah.
It's a tight
It's
race.
probably D-Jam putting every channel point he's ever gotten into no. There's only one.
Oh, remember everybody.
Chat.
Remember also for those who are collecting channel points, we implemented this last session, but it's been 2 weeks. If you save up a bunch of points and you spend them, you can gift over a little bit of experience to our players.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's like 30,000.
It's an overwhelming yes. Thank God. You don't even have to wait for the end at this point.
It was not overwhelming a second ago. Somebody put in some points on
all right,
this
Bato,
one.
good luck. You get a
Bato.
reroll.
Thank
Assassin
you,
Lord.
Assassin Lord.
Sorry, Baron, you get a reroll.
All right, let's fail this a second time, but thank you, chat, for the assist.
But you
With
failed with
advantage.
advantage. So what the advantage will do is while you fail to recognize whose voice it is, you do hear a very faint, distant shouting.
Okay. I'm going to try. I should have done this before, but Varen's just now like hearing it. It's kind of like clicking back in his mind. He's going to try to use his comm link to see if he can reach Bato.
Hey, great idea. Bato, in your ear, you hear?
Bato, I hear shouting. Is that you?
It's almost like Bato should have tried the radio first.
I hope Bato can feel me doing the same gaze at you that you did to him earlier.
Bato, maybe even catching off guard, maybe even being like, oh, of course I should have tried the radio. But you hear Varen, yeah. And
Are you safe? Would be just his first thing that he says.
Yes, I found myself in a cavern full of crystals.
And I would probably finish the sentence for you. Long, windy roads, shiny, glimmering light.
You found your way in?
Splendid.
I seem to be at the base of the steps. This looks puzzling. I don't want to get lost here. I'm probably just going to stay here and wait. If you know the way back.
It might now come to your attention, Varen, that you've been allowing the Force to pull you through this cave. Finding your way back is going to be a bitch unless it guides you.
Marco!
Yeah.
I don't know how far in I've gone. I've been walking, just kind of taking it all in for a while.
Took me a bitch and a half and a stubborn cat to get me here. Can Crassa hear us at all, by the way?
What?
Can Crassa hear us at all, by the way? No? Okay. So my last retort to you would be, I'm just going to wait by the stairs. You finish whatever you need to finish.
I was somewhat able to hear you. I could maybe use that to follow your voice back if I can get back to here. Where
How
I
did
move
you
on
get
from
where
here,
you're at?
the Force. And he says that expecting like some skeptical remark.
Why not you use the Force to bring you back to me? To find a way out, perhaps. If you can get outside, you could probably radio Crassa. I can just go back up the stairs.
For all I know, once I find what I'm looking for, I may end up back on the stairs. This place seems to... It has its own... This cave, this planet, it feels alive. The Force is so strong in it. It's like it's its own living being. I don't know.
It feels to you, Varen. I mean, you kind of brought it up before, but it's similar to Dathomir, just all like the opposite.
Yeah. Maybe that will work. I'll just try to heed where I'm at and where I'm going from here and at least make it back to here. And if...
Worry about what you came here for first.
Be careful. If you hear anything, radio me. Hopefully we stay close enough to stay in contact.
Bato would just do what he normally does at the end of a conversation, which is 2 clicks of the radio as just acknowledgement.
Heat of the moment.
And so you allow yourself to be continued to be pulled by the Force then.
But this time I'm like left.
Oh boy.
He's trying to like remember where he's actually walking.
Yeah, you're trying to like keep active memory of how to get back.
Yeah.
But and so you continue to explore and deeper into the cavern as you go, exploring all kinds of various rooms of crystals of large and small size.
taking some selfies.
Eventually, you come to a very tiny little cropping. You can see it through a small hole that you're going to have to get on your hands and knees and crawl through. Here, a small trickling stream comes out from the wall, creating a small little puddle that seems to drain somewhere, maybe a few inches deep. And this is where you can feel the force pulling you. Here is where it's at the absolute strongest. There's a lot of different rock formations here, and as you crawl through, you realize the room is actually much bigger than it looked, at least initially. It goes much longer to the left and the right. In fact, there are other halls and tunnels that can continue out this way. But it's a small outcropping where the water is trickling from that you are pulled. And as you walk over and we see Varen kind of flip off his hood to look just a little bit above his eye line, a crystal about this size juts out from the wall at a weird angle.
That's at least average, everyone.
And it's at least average for an Ilum crystal. And as you're looking at it, you can hear a weird crack noise. You see the crystal itself snips a little bit as the rock near it chips. And then again as it wiggles to the other side and more rock chips away from it. And a back and forth just a couple of more times as it loosens. And just as it comes loose, it's when Varen realizes the crystal isn't doing this on its own. And it goes whizzing by your face for a split second, flying through the air. This is the crystal that you are being pulled to. And now it is whipping by your face. You have an opportunity here to use force move yourself.
Yep.
As a reaction.
Having flashbacks to good old Siam. Let's do it.
Go ahead. Make me your force move.
Grab it with your teeth.
All right, it's been a minute since we had a week off, so I think I just rolled a 2 force dice, right?
I believe that's correct.
All right, well, dark
Feel
it is.
the anger as this thing that is calling to you. I mean, oh no, I was gonna say reroll, but we already used the hype train reroll, so it's gone. As it flies by you, this very thing that pulled you so far, this thing that cost you 8 months in space to get to, just as you're looking at it, it flies by and is being taken from you. Would you tap in?
I don't think so, actually. I think Varen will allow it to fly by, and then he'll turn to face. He's expecting to see the lady standing there. So,
yep. And as you turn to face and your eyes follow the crystal, the camera follows the crystal as well, and it zooms into the palm of a leather glove as the crystal slaps the center of it, and it just closes around it. As the camera pulls out, we see, of course, a familiar female figure in face. And she looks to you, but looks unlike the other times that has been expectant and even excited. She looks to you with a furrowed brow and absolute confusion. And she actually says no words when the two of you lock eyes.
So we meet again.
So it seems. And she then brings the crystal in her palm close to her face, and she opens her fingers to look at it. And is this what calls to you?
It did. It does.
Yeah, as I say, it still does. As she opens her hands too, and you see it, the force calls to you. And she looks from your eyes to the crystal and back to you. How strange. I've never known a singular crystal to call two separate force users before. Perhaps there are stories in Jedi archives long lost. And she closes it again and goes to put it in her pocket. Finders keepers.
The odds of us meeting here
are infinitesimal. And yet, here we are.
This crystal's the only reason you're back on Ilum? Or you're on Ilum. He wouldn't say back. I don't think he doesn't know what crossing is.
You wouldn't know. And she looks to you. Isn't that why you're here?
I need that crystal.
As do I. Why does the Force wish us to cross paths so often, Varen? Have you put thought into that?
I'm curious. Was it the Jedi who trained you?
Is that your assumption?
The only theory I have is
what
that
leads you to that theory?
we seem to have a yin and yang relationship.
I see.
Whereas I'm stepping further and further away from the dark with what you did on Cathar. I can only imagine you're diving deeper and deeper in, which is why it's curious that you're here on Ilum, unless I'm mistaken.
You are a smart boy. If the Jedi had gotten their hands on you, I'm sure you would have made an excellent guardian.
I'm not sure that I believe everything the Jedi have to say, just like I know I can't believe everything the Sith had to say. But there's knowledge to be gained. Knowledge I need. Knowledge I want.
What is it that this crystal you believe you'll learn from it?
I don't know that the crystal itself will teach me anything, but I'm sure you know what it's used for.
And that's why I'm hesitant to even... She cuts herself short there for a moment.
Hesitant to what?
Why? If you're here for knowledge and you know what these crystals are used for, I don't understand why you're here.
I had a humbling experience. My ability to fight other Force users, to duel. I lost very handily, actually. I've become rusty and incapable compared to where I once was. But the lightsaber I constructed in my training, it wouldn't respond to me now. So I was trying to construct one my own way.
Once constructed, a lightsaber should always work, no matter the hands it's in.
There's something, as you felt the pull of that crystal, that mine no longer has to me. And I've gotten my hands on a couple of different lightsabers for different reasons, but they always seem to be either broken or missing that one key element. And something has just always been pulling me here. If you believe that, why would you come to Ilum all the way out here for a crystal when there are so many out there? Lightsabers or crystals you could simply take. You've shown no qualms with taking or killing before.
And this is where the Force has guided me. And while I may not fully invest in the teachings I was raised with, there are certain things I still adhere to. And listening to the Force is one of them. You know, Varen, something tells me we'll see each other again. And she reaches forward with her closed fist and simply just opens her palm. The crystal lays in the center.
Does she say anything when she does that?
Nope.
Are you offering me the crystal or expecting me to take it?
Which do you wish it to be?
Though the Force seems to will us to be at odds and to put us at odds, my pursuit of knowledge it doesn't have to be at your expense.
Then consider it an offering.
Why would you offer the crystal that called you all the way out here?
Because, Varen, I have a feeling we'll cross paths again. And the next time I see you, I'll take that crystal from your hands.
Varen will be disappointed. He'll be noticeably disappointed at that last line. Almost wishing for...
disappointed, she smirks in reaction to your notable disappointment.
Yeah, I think he would. I think having a connection to somebody in some sense like this is something that he hasn't. I mean, he's got Krasa, and he's got Bato, but someone that understands the Force and everything else, to be kind of almost, it feels like they started on opposite ends, and they're almost at this point right now where they could go either way, but he can tell that she's going the way that he's walking away from. So he'll reach out and use move to pull it back. I can roll again.
The camera being very close to the palm, and we can see the crystal. It gently hovers up above her palm, and she draws her hands away, and the crystal just gently floats over to your hand, which I imagine that stretched, and you just simply scoop it out of the air.
I don't think he even holds it up. I think he holds it down. So? It's just like, because I don't know, this feels more forceful, like taking. Sure. This is more of like a reluctant, I wish it could be different.
And it hovers over your hand, and then as you let go, it plops into the palm of your hand. And as the cold rock hits your skin, there's a sense of being whole, just briefly. When you have it in your palm, and perhaps you even look up, her wry smile and her little smirk is gone. She flips her dark hood up, covers most of the light, and casts her face in shadow. And she just says, "We'll see each other again, Varen. I'm sure of it." And she turns to leave.
He'll allow her to leave. He's not going to do anything. He'll stand there, and he'll probably take a look at the crystal and just, I think he'll feel sad. I mean, he's happy to have the crystal, but he's sad that, I mean, he knew after what happened on Cathar that it's not like he could invite her on the ship and have like a party. I'm sure Krasa would not quite like that, but still, nonetheless. But after that brief moment,
and after you've kind of felt it and allowed yourself to experience such emotions, you begin to walk back. And as you begin to walk your way back, you're remembering the parts that you walked through. Oh yeah, I'll take a right here and go there.
Before he gets too far, he would try to radio Bato pretty quickly.
Bato answers. I mean, Bato would hear.
I ran into her. She's down here as well.
After hearing that, Bato would kind of take his gun back and kind of like start charging it up.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's something audible through the thing, but Varen will continue. No. She got to the crystal before I did, but she gave it to me. She didn't attack me.
What a kind gesture.
No. She wishes
you can
to
sense
take it
the
from
sarcasm in his voice.
Well, he would still, I mean, he can, but he would still say no. She wishes to take it from me by force later.
I challenge her to try. At that point, you could hear, as I talk, you could probably hear my rifle start to while I'm talking, kind of like hearing feedback of like a keyboard over a mic. You could hear it charging up.
I think Varen will smile to himself. I think he feels like the fact that they had that meeting and they keep having these one-on-one, like something keeps bringing them together by themselves. He smiles at the thought of Bato intervening, but I think he feels like this is going to be an encounter that Bato can't help him with. So he'll kind of smile and let Bato have his moment of like, I'll one shot, bam, like I'll get her. Don't have to worry about done with thing. And he'll just kind of like,
as you continue to walk while you kind of talk with him, it becomes apparent to Varen rather that while you don't really know your way back, it's almost like second nature. You know which turns to take and where to go and how to get back. Whether guided by the Force or not, you're not sure. It's not the same feeling, not the same pull. But you're able to find your way back after about 15 minutes. She never shows up to you, Bato, and Varen, you never pass by her on the way there. You see Bato at the base of the stairs with the gun charged up, ready and guarding. And Bato, you see kind of climbing out of a small area, pulling himself out of some rocks and hoisting himself up from a waist-high climb. Here comes Varen.
I'd probably come over to help him up.
Yep, of course.
As soon as I know it's actually him. I'd probably know his robes from just our travels. So I'd probably help you up and just start, heading back.
He'd pull out the crystal and show you. He'd be curious what you'd feel about the fact that we came all the way out here, like 8 months of travel, and he just shows just little.
Would you show it to me, or would you give it to me to hold?
He would hold it out in his hand for you to look at. Like if he reached for it, he'd probably let you grab it, but he's not.
I'd probably grab it, and I'd just kind of hold it up to the shimmering lights. All this way for this, and I would, I would kind of put it back in your hand. You sure you want that one? And I would be kind of looking around at these huge crystals as big as my gun. Ones.
Varen won't even answer. He'll just say, if you think this was trouble now, just wait to see what this has in store for us in the future, it seems. And then he'll like kind of pocket it.
I'm sure your force has made a good judgment for you. Kind of like almost in a mockery sense, but also not trying to be a dick, but understanding. Kind of being, like your old grandpa who just doesn't understand too much. And
he's from
kind
a
of
different time.
Yeah.
Raised a different way.
Yeah. He would just kind of pat you on the, two hard taps on your shoulder as like, come on, let's get going.
Exactly. And as you kind of do those 2 hard taps and we see you spiraling up the stairs, the camera will actually stay in place as you climb the stairs and get smaller and smaller.
As we do, I'm going to make a chuckle like thing. I know a shortcut to the top.
And on that cackling laughter and that joke, we fade out. And that's like the perfect end of the episode. And that's like the perfect Star Wars end.
I know a shortcut.
I know a shortcut. The audience laughs, the credits roll.
War! He just starts
war. And we'll be back next week, everybody.
Damn it. Yes, but damn it.
That was fun. That was fun. I was excited to do the Ilum today.
I was not expecting Ilum to be like, that was cool.
Ilum is much more of a role play-y type place.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of combat. Even natives, there's only like 5,000 people that live on this enormous planet. Most of them are here to like pray and study.
Yeah,
that's it.
That was a cool way of doing it. I like that. I like that encounter.
Yeah, it was fun. I really was excited to.
I was hoping to get the shooter.
I was so tempted to use the dark side dice, but I was like, if there's a time Varen would not, it's probably now.
I just wanted to be able to. We'll talk about it in the after show. We can talk about it in the after.
That's true.
So we got an after show to go to record. So if you're a $2 tier patron or above, you get the after shows uploaded over on the Patreon. So go check that out. We're gonna go do that right away. So we're gonna go around the room. People can tell you what's going on this week and what they're doing.
Before we go about the room and do that, I'm trying to collect all fan art and whatnot from Lost Initiative. This is over in our Discord. I just made a channel called Fan Art. So I'm just trying to like literally copy and paste off Twitter right now and anything else that might be discovered that maybe we've forgotten.
Everybody can join the Discord, right?
The Discord is actually for our subscribers, which is like thousands of
subs and patrons.
And patrons, yeah.
But if they end up dropping their sub or whatever, that doesn't end up removing them. I don't believe. I think it should.
I've heard
mine does
because
I'm an asshole. But it's after like a few days or a week or something.
Yeah, I've heard that it does. But either way, so one of those things where if you know of any fan art that might exist that maybe you don't see on there, totally just drop that link right inside there, upload it in there so that we have it. So I can grab that fan art and do something with it.
For Viking Magoo, I'm gonna fight for us to do that, to talk about what upgrades we had during our.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about.
Does this count as fan art?
Season.
Is this art?
I'm not even looking. Sorry, I haven't.
It's your cat.
Actually, that's literally amongst the first 2 posts.
All right, sweet. We're gonna start with Scott then. Scott, where can people find you this week? What you got going on?
I mean, every week I have Aurorum Kingmaker, Aurorum Regicide, Aurorum Thronekeeper, and I have a 4th campaign coming soon. We finally finished making the characters. I'm just gonna schedule to record the session 0s. That will also be going live. So we'll have 4 campaigns in the same world, same timeline, different cast of characters, different story arcs, but they all directly and indirectly impact one another. So it is pretty awesome to see how that whole thing plays out. Things have been getting kind of crazy over there. My little brother Will, who was by the way in chat earlier, he actually popped by as a 4th PC temporarily on Regicide. Then he did it on Kingmaker. He's soon going to be visiting Thronekeeper, and then eventually after that, I'm sure he'll hang out in my unnamed new game that will be coming out soon afterwards. So
isn't that one called Sticks and Stones?
Yeah, yep. Sticks and Stones. Yep.
I was hoping I was actually spoiling it without actually knowing the answer, but
yep.
Well, sweet. I'm excited to see what new show you're doing, Scott.
Is it the same? How much is known about? Is it in the same universe? Right?
Everything will be the same universe, same timeline. Everything will directly.
You're just so busy sucking up your own story. You're like, everything I do from now on's in my universe.
Well, no, it's just really cool.
Thanos wanted a universe too. You have like a Scott's Garden. You're gonna go retire to after all this.
Well, I've actually had my first crossover too, where I literally took PCs for multiple campaigns and had them do something real quick, and it was pretty awesome. Like it went pretty well.
Or went to Spider-Man's world. It's cool.
so I mean it's cool. It's described by others as being MCU-esque. So whereas they have their own thing, and then eventually they kind of like will have meetups, so they affect each other. Which if you're a viewer of multiple, you see that shit. Like when you see chat, like people in one campaign are like, cool, we're just playing along, and they meet an NPC, all of a sudden chat blows up, I'm like, fuck that! No! And they're like, what's going on? I don't get it. And I'm like, nothing. Nothing is happening. They're like, oh! It's just awesome. So, anyways.
And I remember that NPC we met last week? Yeah, some random guy just came up and killed that guy.
That happens?
Weird. I miss Phil.
Well,
no. Phil's actually a guy. Phil, he's married
oh
to.
My God.
Phil is married to Philomena, and his daughter's
Listen,
Philippa.
we've got an after show to go do. So, Pat, where can people find you this week? What do you got going on?
Toby Jr. Toby.
My so about a week and a half ago, my main computer rig kind of exploded. So I haven't had any time to be able to edit and record videos. We did the other night with Salty Boys, but so I apologize. Videos have been delayed on the channel. But
I've been trying to. When your computer explodes, it's hard to keep working.
Yeah, kind of just a little bit. People are demanding like series, stuff like, oh, Banjo-Kazooie. I can't do it because I don't have a way to record it right now. So that'll all be coming back soon when I get my PC back, if there's no damage. So I apologize for that. And other than that, life's been a bit crazy, so I've been trying to take it one step at a time.
Do not overtax yourself, sir. Do not overtax yourself.
I'm
Speaking of overtaxing, I finally was told what I owe in taxes.
Oh.
Well, Wade, what do you got going on this week?
I'm paying my taxes.
Sweet, thanks. I got nothing else going on. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go ahead, Wade. Go ahead. I can't be that rude.
No, I stream twitch.tv/minion777. I post YouTube videos. Thankfully, nothing too crazy. I put together an umbrella, like one of those outdoor, like table patio furniture umbrellas today.
Look at you. You're an adult.
That was like a 2-3 piece set, right?
It wasn't hard to do. It was just like one of those things where Molly was like, I want an umbrella. And I was like, done. And so we went out and we got one. Put it together. Yeah. So I was productive outdoors today because, I'm a great outdoorsy handyman. And that's it. I'm hoping to get to spend some time with the puppies outdoors, maybe get Ginger. Our dog Ginger loves to swim. It's really weird. So because we've had like a little bit of, I imagine COVID's going to get worse, not to bring up a sore subject, but I feel like
we'll have a second wave.
I feel like it's really starting to hit. So I went and I spent some time over at my mom's, and we're still practicing social distancing. So we'll stay like 20 feet apart and just be like, hey, but when we went over there, they have like a nice fenced in backyard with a swimming pool. And Ginger, our wiener dog, she just like runs and jumps in the pool. All the other dogs avoid the pool like the plague, but Ginger is just like, she loves it. Water. So I'm hoping to get hopefully one more weekend where Ginger can enjoy the swimming pool before we start fully locking down and not going out of our house at all again.
Well, hopefully one day we'll be able to leave our houses again. I'm excited for that.
But if the world will ever actually shut down properly for a while,
I am unfortunately back at not leaving my house anymore.
So is she. She has to go back to work too, and that's the only reason we even went over there, even practicing social distancing, is because my mom works at like a doctor's office where she has to deal with patients and stuff. So
Rhode Island opened up earlier than Massachusetts. So even though I live in Mass, my company was just kind of like, yeah, go to Rhode Island for a bit, and I was like, cool story, bro. That
was a great story. That's it for us. We're out of here. We'll be here next week. Thank you, everybody. If you missed the show and you want to watch it right away, if you're a subscriber, you can watch it immediately as a VOD. If not, it'll be live 24 to 48 hours.
Check out the Illuminati podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts.
Thanks for pimping my podcast. I appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
Someone had to.
Well, you're clearly embarrassed of it, so
no, I just don't.
I post games. I'm at this games. I play.
Click the audio thing you did earlier. Do it. Push the button.
The 1 minute song. I'll play you out on this Illuminati synth wave. We'll play us out on that.
Do it.
All right, cool. Goodbye, everybody. We'll do it. We'll do it. Here we go.
Are we rating anybody?
I'm gonna look.
We're gonna find out.
Anyway. My wife were sitting outside indulging on our porch one night, enjoying ourselves.
Okay, that was weird.
I needed to go to the bathroom.
Are we rating somebody, Mike? Why you have to go to the bathroom?
I can't stop it. I don't know what to tell you, dude. So I literally can't stop it. She's looking up at the sky and I look up too. And there's
it almost sounds like
lights traveling across the sky.
I feel like there's someone like walking and exploring right now.
Yeah.
Magnifying glass. Zoom in.
Oh, we're dance partying on stream now. All right.
Oh, we're back?
Yeah, we're back. You got like 30 more seconds. It changes up.
Love that part.
Oh God, Scott. None of that. None of that.
And we're banned. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.